Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Personalize the way you see everything, and then conquer. Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S-switch to quickly access the setting.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the day 12 of the live stream of the ESL India Premiership 2017 fall season final sessions going on right about now. And all of this Alabalu has been brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Zawi by BenQ. In fact, it's been organized by Nordwind Gaming, the collective efforts at Nordwind Gaming. And for those who keep on wondering, who am I come on and off. Sometimes I am not there because usually now I have a very good friend and a confidant who usually brings to you guys the web edition of the ESL India Premiership. Her name's Zara Gonzalez, a very intense gamer, especially when it comes to Dota 2. Goes by the name Angela. Definitely do follow her social media platforms while you're at it. In fact, today it's just going to be me, Godslayer. Angela's not here. So quickly moving on to the thick of things here, we have a match in the offing, a Clash Royale best of 5 between Mrin Lakar and Deepak Mehu Mehta. But before we go off into the game itself, let's take a look at both these players one by one. Let's start off with the first player in question and see how they are forming right now in the entire final phase. If we look at Mrin here, for that point of matter, we have 1 loss, 3 losses and 2 wins here from Mrin Lakar in the current session of the fall season, which is predominantly very unlike Mrin, the way we saw him go from the summer season, branch his way out. Early on, he won the Masters 2016 Clash Royale. In fact, in the summer season, he could not make a dent in the summer season grand finale. Sadly, this time around, we are seeing a very different side of Mrin. In fact, if you look at his opposition here, Deepak Mehu Mehta, he is right now on a run which cannot be under any circumstance equivocated by a word other than abysmal. He's played 5 games and he's managed to lose all 5 of them in a row. Not even a single game. And this is a guy who had like great hopes and aspirations back in the phase of the summer seasons. But this time around fall season, we have a different side to him. And now if you look at the head-to-head between these two players, that is Mrin Lakar and Mehu, back in phase 1, Mrin won against Mehu twice, whereas Mehu had a better off chance by a margin of 1 game against Mrin. In fact, in fall season phase 2, the second session, in the August session, Mrin Lakar took away all the games from Mehu. In fact, Mehu managed to score a 0 when it came to scoring a game against Mrin Lakar, who was coming out strong in the second session of the fall phase. In fact, this is the first ever time these guys will be having a showdown between each other. So is it going to be Mrin Lakar again, or is it going to be Deepak Mehu Mehta? We'll find out soon enough.
Make the ground shake. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready for some Clash Royale action. This is Manoj Supergola casting the Clash Royale section of the ESL Premiership for you every day, starting at 6:30. And today we're gonna watch a game between the bottom feeders of the Masters group, which is Mrin and Mehu. And hopefully, I don't know, it's not a win-win scenario at all. Like one of them will lose, and that'll put them deeper into the hole, which is the Masters League leaderboard. And if you're in position 7 or 8 and you've been following the Masters League, and you would know that you're going to go down into the relegation matches. Totally not a good thing for anybody involved. The first match of the day of this matchup, Mrin versus Mehu. We see Mehu playing a poison deck with a miner. That's good. With an Inferno Tower to defend against P.E.K.K.A.s and Mega Knights. That would work, I guess. He'll have to try to somehow avoid the Mega Knight jumping onto the Inferno Tower, as that would do everything all but destroy it. Mrin, on the other hand, is playing a deck that involves a Barbarian Hut, an Inferno Dragon, and a Mega Knight. The Mega Knight's quite popular these days. Of course it is. It's a new card which is OP, which not only does it do splash damage wherever you put it down, it also sort of does a aerial dash like the bandit, and then every melee swing it does also deals splash damage. That's too much splash. Too much splash for one card. Banner poison combo coming out again. That's gonna take care of both the Barbarian hit as well as a huge chunk of the tower's own HP. Now it's at 650. The other is at 1934, while Mehudi's both of his stars are have taken significant damage as well. We have entered the double exit time. Mrin using an offensive Mega Knight. Okay, not using it for defense. Will he be able to save it? Uses a zap to confuse the Inferno Tower for a second. Ooh, that Mega Knight got off like 3-4 hits off onto the tower, and that's basically all but destroyed it. Inferno Dragon manages to hit it for just like under a second. Puts it below 316 HP. This is not enough for a fireball to finish it, but 186 HP, however, on the other hand, is a very dangerous position when your opponent has a poison spell with a log to boot, basically. But he doesn't even need the poison or the log. That miner over there just manages to clinch 3 hits off onto the tower and gives Mehu his first victory of the day. Congratulations to Deepak Mehta for pulling the wool over Mrin Moy's eyes, at least for once. But folks, this is a best of 5, and you'll have to win at least 3 matches to win this series. So I guess we are ready for the next game. So Mehu is shifted into a deck that uses an Elixir character and a Mega Knight. And now it's Mrin's turn to use the poison. Looking at it, looking at it, looks like Mrin is, oh wow, 20 seconds, yeah, 23 seconds of neither player doing anything, and Mehu finally decides to put his Elixir character down. Gets immediately answered with a bandit and poison. No, that's okay. He still gets quite a bit of value from the Elixir character, and that's all anybody looks for, actually. Mega Knight and P.E.K.K.A. This is a pretty standard deck. Like this sort of deck I've been playing the ladder, and this is quite popular on the ladder right now. P.E.K.K.A. to defend, Mega Knight to defend, and then push in quite a bit of attack. Like it's usually not hard to defeat these giant slow-moving creatures, even though they do a ton of damage. But when you have 2 of them walking on either lane or one behind the other with a lot of support damage, it becomes next to impossible to stop the push. But luckily for Mrin, he has his own P.E.K.K.A. to defend against Mehudi's advances. Suspecting he's going to drop the Mega Knight down onto the P.E.K.K.A., but that usually isn't such a good idea. Zap finishing of the bats as well as the P.E.K.K.A. 20 seconds to double elixir. And then we may finally be seeing some huge pushes coming out from Mehu as his deck, being on the heavy side, becomes stronger when you reach the end game. Another poison coming out from Mrin, effectively shutting out the elixir character. Now Mrin has to sacrifice the miner to hit the elixir character. He does manage to get 4 hits off along with a zap, and he did spend more elixir to take care of the character, but not such a bad thing in this situation. He needs all the help he can get. Then if that means sacrificing a couple of extra elixir just to take care of something that will snowball into a huge dangerous object, as people who play StarCraft like to call it, the Protoss death ball. It's a good trade-off. We have entered overtime. Mrin's one tower is at full HP, the other is at 1094, and Mehudi's own towers are at 2022 and 1130. Right now, it looks like Mrin is the one bringing the pain, and if he does maintain this tempo and not lose out due to that one elixir character giving Mehudi this advantage, he may be able to roll this over to another victory, maybe tie it up 1-1. But I guess we'll only find out once the Mega Knight makes his jumps. Mega Knight leaps forward, taking most of the damage, but this poison spell right there is completely nullified whatever push Mehudi has come up with. It has got to hurt. Oof. That poor Inferno Dragon couldn't do anything. But Mrin is in some serious trouble again. Oh, no, he is not. That P.E.K.K.A. is enough to defend against this Mega Knight. Basically, that's all that matters right now. Defend. You don't want to lose. But for Mrin right now, winning is a luxury. 570 HP left. Will that miner be enough? Combined along with the poison, maybe? Ooh. No time for that. Time to defend. P.E.K.K.A. comes forward right at the exact moment that it needs to distract the bandit and save the tower from the damage of the dash. Another poison being used defensively by Mrin. Good decision. Like, more HP he takes away before the units reach anywhere close to his tower, the better. Now 250 HP left on Mehudi's tower because of that miner. And we'll have to see if Mrin can defend again. 550 HP left. I think Mrin has it in the bag, folks. 45 seconds left on overtime. Another miner in Mrin's hand. We're going to see him come out eventually. There we go. And we're going to see a poison as well, just in case. No, he does not even need the poison. So Mrin ties it 1-1. Congratulations to Mrin. So before we head off into the third round, I'd like to take a moment of your time to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our title sponsor, Omen by HP. We also have Zoe and HyperX, without whom this premiership would not have been possible. Of course, we at Nordblend Gaming are proud to present this production to you every day at 6:30, no matter what. So having said that, let's see if we can go to game 3. Looks like we need a moment to get into the next game. And I was wrong, we don't. Okay, so Mehudi's gone aerial now, playing with a loon-based deck. I suspect that we will find a Lava Hound as well. While Mrin has got old school, 3 Musketeers. Interesting. Yeah, and Elixir character and a Ram as well, I suppose. Or maybe a P.E.K.K.A. There we go. So Mehu is playing a Lava Loon deck while Mrin's playing the new 3 Musketeer deck with a Mega Knight instead of a P.E.K.K.A. I wonder though. Mehudi has that Fireball, he has the Lava Hound, he has the the Balloon. How well will Min fare? Like 9 Elixir to put out 3 Musketeers onto the field is a huge commitment, and just one small misplacement would completely destroy any chances of Mrin mounting a successful offensive. See, look at that. Just one balloon and a minion on the left has given Mehudi more than half the tower's HP in return. Now, that's quite a good trade, like especially since we haven't entered the double elixir time yet. And Mrin has to put his elixir collector down, like if he wants any hope of winning this round. He needs that extra push in elixir. He needs that what do you say, that little bit of extra damage that having some extra elixir gives him. Otherwise, like it's gonna happen like this, right? He's gonna release his 3 Musketeers behind his King Tower. They're gonna split 2-1. They're going to cross the river, and then they're gonna get distracted by something or the other and basically get killed. We have entered the last minute, which means it's double elixir. Mrin has just put down an elixir character, and now he has to defend this loon push coming from Mehudi on the left right there. Opts to place his 3 Musketeers there, loses them to a Zap and a Fireball. And that must have hurt, man. They got off 3 volleys, but that's it. Offensive Mega Knight on the right over here. Oh, manages to make the leap onto the tower, and now he's bashing the tower down. So helped by the bandit over there, who's managed to make contact with her dash. 10 seconds left. I'm sure the balloon will be able to take the tower down. It does. Now moves on to the King Tower, but we see we see the Mega Knight already has taken quite a huge chunk of damage out of the King Tower of Mehudi's. 234 HP remaining. He should be able to clear that somehow, maybe throw all 3 of his Musketeers offensively. But no, he opts to play defensive first. This is overtime. If it was me, I would have just put in all 3 Musketeers over there. But again, this is Mrin we're talking about, our 2-time champion, multiple LAN events. If he's taken this decision, what kind of a player am I to judge this, right? Leap coming out from the Mega Knight and giving Mrin this victory over there. Congratulations. So Mrin has the upper hand now. 2-1 in favor of Mrin. One more victory today and he manages to get more points onto the board. Mehudi, on the other hand, Deepak Mehta, he's in some real trouble now. He's already on the bottom of the leaderboard. And looks like he might be losing this match as well. Well, like, why don't we all raise our hands and give him some energy? Spirit bomb, that stuff. So Mrin has gone back. No, he's not gone back to using anything. He's playing a mix of his second and third decks. Barbarian Hut, Inferno Dragon, Eviz, Ice Wiz, and a Bandit. Okay, this is some legendary stuff. 4 legendaries in one deck. This has got to be interesting. And looks like Mehudi has stuck with the Inferno Tower Wala deck. Okay. I suppose he suspects Mrin of using another Mega Knight and P.E.K.K.A. deck. But so far it looks like his Inferno Tower will be only effective against his Mega Knight. And that is, of course, assuming that there's no interrupt on Mrin's deck. Lot of elixir being used here on the left lane. Mrin has managed to push in quite a bit into Mehudi's tower, taking a third of the tower's HP. And everything's gone back to peaceful village life again. No, Mrin answers again with the Barbarian Hut, which Mehudi cleverly places a poison to slowly kill it like cancer. Managed to bring it just over half HP. more barbarians being birthed out of that hut. We clearly need to form some sort of consensus on Clash Royale cards. Count the number of barbarians being formed each time. Oh, this is a huge push coming out from Mrin. Mega Knight facing off against an Inferno Tower, but of course he's backed up by an Evil, so he's not going to take much damage. Leap onto the tower, more splash damage, Barbarians coming in, Bandit dashing in, and I think Mehu is in the pickle right now. He's losing this. There's no way out of this. There we go, Mrin. Congratulations, 3-1. So he's gone from being 1-0 down to 3-1. That's quite a comeback if you ask me. So congratulations to Mrin. And condolences to Mehudi. If we could have the leaderboard to see the damage that Mrin has done to Mehudi. There we go. So again, the new prodigy, the 16 or 17-year-old Sushil Abhib, whose last name we don't know yet, sitting on top of the leaderboard with 5 matches played, 5 matches won, giving him 15 points. Followed closely by Mukul, who's played 6 matches, won 4 at 12 points. Arpan played 5 matches, won 3 with 9 points. Mrin played 6 matches with an even split down in the middle, sitting at 9 points along with Arpan. Ruben, our guy who won't be able to make it to the LAN event because he's going abroad for studies, played 3 games, won 2, so he's sitting at 6 points. But of course, all of his future matches will be given a default victory to his opponent, so that's quite sad. Hasib here played 5 matches, won 2, lost 3. Losing side of things right now, but he is sitting at 6 points at 6 positions. So considering that Ruben is out of the picture now, I think Hasib is safe. Jimit, on the other hand, he's played 6 matches, won only 2 of them, and is sharing the danger spot of 7. And at spot number 8 is Mehudi, who's played 6 matches, won none at all, sitting comfortably at 0 points. And he's the one we suspect might be losing out in the relegation matches and being relegated down into the Challenger League, making space for some more new fresh blood. I mean, fresh blood is always good. Like now we see people who were fresh in the Masters League a couple of sessions ago. Now they're leading the Masters League, beating veterans like Mrin and Mehudi. I guess time will tell. We'll be only seeing. So before I sign off, however, I'd just like to mention our sponsors once again. We have Omen by HP, Zoe by BenQ, and HyperX. And of course, all of this brought to you by the good folks at Nordwind Gaming. I don't have a co-caster with me to say that's us, but that's us. So do stay tuned though. We have some more esports action coming up. And take it away, Vagish. Bye-bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it definitely turns out to be that it is Mrin Laka's day. A 3-1 victory over Deepak Mehudi Mehta sets his course in the last leg of the final session of the fall season of the ESL India Premiership 2017, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Zavi by BenQ, and organized by Nordwind Gaming. We'll be taking a quick break here. In the meantime, while we're on this break, we'll be coming back with the other requisite games. So don't go anywhere. In the meantime, what you can go ahead and do is like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, ESL India Premiership, so that you can get notified as and when there's some new update out. But for now, we'll cut off for a quick break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, everybody joining us on the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India. I welcome you back now to this fall season's final session of the ESL India Premiership 2017. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Zavi, by BenQ and organized by Northern Gaming. I'm Vagish Godslayer Bhan, and right now we have a Counter-Strike Global Offensive match in the offing. We have an excellence of execution versus team Yalla Esports, a team from UAE, about to happen right now. So quickly, let's take a look at both these teams one by one. Let's start off with for the first team here, team Excellence of Execution. Now, talking about team Excellence of Execution here, they are a Hyderabad-based team. They qualified for the August CS:GO Master League after they finished first in the July Challenger League. Now, the team is led by Muhammad Smoka Ahmad and Pasha Sahil. Muhammad Pasha Sahil Pasha is the star player in the roster so far. Now, they entered the ESL India Premiership through the summer season, but sadly, they've had an abysmal performance because all the games they've played so far have managed to be losses. 6 games played and all 6 of them losses. 0 wins registered so far. I mean, points for effort, points for showing up, points for solidarity, everything there, but 0 points for any kind of teamwork there. In fact, if you happen to see this show on Esport, which also is brought to you by Northern Gaming, comes every weekday at 5:30 in the evening, you would get to know some really cool in-depth analysis of how these teams function. In fact, if you look at Excellence of Execution, individually they have a good skill set, but sadly, if you look at them cumulatively as a team, nothing, 0. Now, their opposition here, the other team from UAE, because we already have a star team called Nasr Esports who are reigning the top of the charts right now. So Yalla Esports is a UAE-based team. They're based in Dubai and they have been functional since 2016. They've also had teams for other competitive gaming titles such as Hearthstone and Overwatch. In fact, the CS:GO endeavor is very recent, and we are the first ever championship. The ESL India Premiership is the first ever championship they are participating in. Their roster boasts of players hailing from different Middle Eastern and African countries, including Iraq, Syria, Tanzania, Jordan, and Egypt. Now, they entered the Premiership through the July Starter Cup. From there, they stormed through the August Challenger League and secured the pole position there. Now, sadly, this is turning out to be another excellence of execution here, because just like EXE, who lost all the 6 matches, Yalla Esports took a hiatus of 7 days for certain reasons, and now in the last leg, in the last throngs of this session, they have managed to play 2 games and they've lost both of them. Now, in comparison to a lot of other Indian teams who are pretty much tightly knit, Yalla Esports comes from a background which is way too professional and a league different from the Indian side of things here. But that doesn't discount the fact that they have been shown dirt twice. Will that continue, or is it going to be the day Yalla Esports triumphs? We'll find out more.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with yet another game in the ESL Premiership Masters Division. It is going to be EXE, Excellence of Execution, who have had a horrendous time trying to get at least even a single win ever since they've qualified, by winning the relegation game and playing the Masters Division. They've been struggling a lot, and they're going to be facing off against another newcomer in this particular division. It's going to be Yalla Esports. It's going to be a lot of action coming in towards the B bomb side. All 5 players barreling in. And it's going to be Hover, who will make his escape. No, Jumper is going to end him, but there's still 2 more players on the side. It's going to be Joker trapped. He's tapping away. He's just going to be able to get 1 kill before it gets taken down. And now this retake is going to be a little rough here. Jumper taking a fight he really doesn't need to. He might win the duel, though. Yeah, Moe Lele, as his nickname says, being whittled down quite a bit. Slice tapping away, trying to find something. He's going to land a headshot on the Smoker, but now it's a 1v2. Doesn't have a kid to work with, but he's going to find Jumper. That is a beautiful shot, and Skywalker playing right next to the bomb, and he's not been spotted out. Skywalker doing his best ostrich impression, head in the sand. If I can't see him, neither can he. An Execution winning the first round. Did come down to 1v1, though. Valiant effort there from Slice to try and make something of that round. A Force Bar is going to come out. Pistols and armor all around. 5.7 CZs, a couple of Deagles as well in play. Now, a couple of few flashbangs as well to work with, do Yalla. And for Execution, the Soul Lake in the hands of Smoker. Jumper, Pacha, Nato, and Skywalker standing in. And it's going to be, yet again, another fast play towards B. This is a curious take from Execution. Counter flashes, actually, no, their own flashbangs blinding them, and Peps with the Deagle trying to find something, but he's going to get taken down at Pacha style. He's on a manhunt here, looking for more kills, trying to farm that money. He's going to pick up a Desert Eagle, and that should be the call for the save. Getting called by Yalla Esports. There's not much chance to have here to go for this retake, and instead they're going to fall back and try to hold on to these pistols and armor for the next round, which should be a full eco for their other 2 players. And for Execution, they have a lot of umps. They can go for the hunt. At least 1 player can go for the hunt here. Try and farm some money, ensure they take away these take away the pistols from the hands of Yalla. Joker spots out Smoker. Does a bit of damage. Nice flashbang there, but it's not going to really blind anyone. They're all going to be pouring in together, trying to hunt him down. How much damage can he inflict is the question. He's going to find nothing. Jumper is going to get the kill. All 5 players of Execution teaming up together and escaping the bomb site. And that is going to be round number 2 for the Indian team. For Yalla, full eco, although Moe Lele, and Slice have the pistols and armor. So 5.7 and Deagle. Got a couple of flashes as well for Slice. Let's see what they do with this. The rest of the team will, however, have to make do with the USPs. And this time around, a little bit of a switch up, Pasha Sahil. The in-game leader, the star player of this team, very young kid, very, very young player. And he's going to get instantly destroyed by Slice with a Deagle. Bear in mind, they just have the 5.7 and the Deagle here with Moe and Slice. How the Hover has purchased a P250. Let's see how much damage he can do here. Peps is going to be playing bait with that USB. Gets instantly taken down. A P250 going to work. Hover does get a kill. He's going to instantly trade it, but there's a man coming in from behind, but Nato not able to get the kill. And now, man disadvantage for EXE. Smoker's going to fall. Slice is going to get the kill on the Smoker. And Moe finding Jumper and almost a full eco. They had a Deagle, a 5.7, a P250, and they make it work. Yalla winning around. Winning around, they had no business winning. And Execution, that was sloppy. That was very sloppily executed. AK is going to come out. Five AKs. Decent sum of utility. Nato will have to make do just with that AK-47 and armor. And for Yalla, 2 arms, 3 M4s. Good utility to work with. This round's going to decide which team will probably have to go for an eco here the next round. Although the money won't get reset immediately for Yalla, because you do see Moe on 3,900, 3,100 for Joker, and $1,300 for Slice. So they can potentially force buy the next round if they do lose this round. However, for EXE, if they lose this, it's going to be eco territory. And it's going to be scores tied here. As we do see EXE slowly creeping the way towards B plateau. They have a couple of players towards drop. And then they have Pasha Sahil, otherwise Lonesome, just floating around towards mid, looking for any aggression from the CTs. And speaking of CTs, Joker and Slice playing from Danger and from A long. And the smokes, Molotovs being tossed in towards drop, where there is one player waiting, Moe. He's got that UMP, trying to find something. He's got backups well close by, although Hover won't be able to make his way towards drop in time in case it does get overrun. Smoke's going to dissipate as it's going to be Slice finding Pasha Sal. That's going to be the call for EXE to go for a play here. 35 seconds on the clock. Time is not their friend. Still taking his sweet time. 30 seconds now. The second smoke's going to be deployed over a drop, but they're going to be barreling in from B plateau, and it's going to be Nato. He's going to be blinded. Nice counter flash. They're coming in. 22 seconds. They got to get the bomb done. Peps is going to get the kill. Nato gets a frag, but he's going to get quickly traded. Now it's a 2v4, and Smoke was on 10 HP. He's going to get destroyed. A nice hole coming out from Yalla, just losing one man, and just a UMP lost as they methodically just shut down execution on their B execute. And it's going to be the scores tied here. Yalla, solid round, just one casualty. And for EXE, no bomb planted. It's going to be eco territory coming in. You see the players making the way towards plateau once more. Or Hover and Peps. All the timing. Peps is going to get the double. Wait, what? Picks up 2 kills. I don't even know how. He's looking for the third. Going to go for the Hail Mary spray. Misses every single one of them. Then he calms down, aims straight at the head, and decapitates Nato while surviving on 1 HP. And that is going to be the round. Flawless round there for Yalla. I like how we just went for a full 30 bullet spray, missed every single bullet, and just calmed down for a bit, took a deep breath, just one-tapped the last man on execution. This is a nice smoke. Holy smoke. That's going to keep them at bay. They're going to come pushing in nonetheless. Nato doing a lot of damage. Great shot into Peps is looking for more. Spots on Hover. He doesn't get the kill, but he's going to get traded real quickly. Now Moe will be forced back. He's very low indeed, is waiting for reinforcements to arrive from the rest of his teammates. And we do see Joker pushing in towards plateau to smoke. Going to keep him at bay. The re-smoke's going to come in. That's great work from execution, but the re-smoke's going to be coming in towards triangle, but he is still going to get picked apart. Jump row with an insert headshot, and it's all on Slice, who's going to find just 1 kill before it gets taken down. So execution bouncing back into the game, making it 3-all. However, Yalla have quite a lot of money accumulated over this past couple of rounds. So they can go for a very comfortable buy. Might be even seeing the AWP coming up from Joker. Wait, what? Alright then. Joker buying the AUG. The bullpup. You don't see that happening that often. Every time I see a bullpup being bought up, or whatever you call it, the AUG, the bullpup, it just reminds me of... we used to call it bullpup in 1.6, it's called the AUG. In this game, though, it just reminds me of I don't know how many of you guys remember, but that famous video of Rambo just yelling, "Whose AUG is this?" I asked him that question in an interview I had with him. You can check it out on Social's YouTube channel, where I asked him whose AUG was it, and he doesn't remember. He's like, "I still don't know." I think someone on Reddit did answer that question. I think he figured it out. Pasha got Skywalker to work with him in tandem. So once again going for this drop play, but this time it's seems like it's gonna be a more heavier play towards drop. They're faking the jump, and Moe, perfect flashbang. He finds one. He's probably looking for more, but Pasha has recovered, and he's gonna get the kill. Kind of an unnecessary repeat, to be very honest. Now Hover is in a kind of a prickly spot here. He's got his back open, and Pasha's going to come marching out. Is he though? Flashbang waiting for it, and the flash is so perfect. Pasha's going to get the kill, and Jumper ready for Peps to be waiting in the corner. Pasha's going to get another kill, and it's one man staying alive. Slice who's trying to get the kill on the Smoker, but Smoker is going to win the deal 9 times out of 10. It's going to be 4 rounds for execution. Money still not completely eradicated for Yalla. They can still go for a half buy, but I think they're just going to be sticking with pistols and armor here. The half buy will come out. Just trying to equalize money out a bit. We have the ump in the hands of Mehu. Going to be playing towards drop. He's taking a lot of damage from the nades. Bear in mind, execution did get ecoed once. Or else this could have been a 5-2 scoreline for the Indian squad. Sees that's playing up close towards a crack. Peps and Joker. Are they going to be feeling adventurous? Looks like it. Flashbang is good. Nato lucky not to get taken out. Was stuck on the edge of the doorway. And the bomb is going to get picked up and they're going to be falling back slowly. Just one guy waiting towards A bomb site. And that is going to be Slice. Let's say execution slowly creeping up. Pasha's kind of low here. 32 HP and there's no one to trade for him. Ideally, he should be sticking with his teammates, but he is confident enough to go for a play all by his lonesome. Making a bit of noise here. And Slice, he is calling for backup as you see players arriving, and they were trying to flank in, and Joker's going to get the kill, jump around, expecting the double play, the double push there, and Slice, perfect timing, finds Pasha silent. Things are looking a little rough here. Slice with the sprays, looking for more. Is finally going to get taken by Skywalker, but this is falling apart here. They don't know there's still a guy in the side, and it's going to be Mehu. He hasn't been spotted out yet. He hears him all around him. He's got the UMP to work with. And he's sneaking around. They might not know where he's going to be coming in from. Crouching down, trying to find someone. Yes, he finds one. Goes for the spray. Gets both of them. Both headshots. They do get the bomb down, but that is going to be another round lost for execution. Another round against pistols being lost. Trade game. A little sloppy. A little sloppy. Now the buy for both the teams. No AWPs yet. This is interesting. And Pasha Sahil, he is feeling it, but he is going to get destroyed. Completely eviscerated by Mehu and his AK-47. Jumper trying to find something. He's going to push into the side. Gets taken down immediately, though. And this round just got done with before anything really took place. Nato will fall back, turns around, trying to find something, but Hover will hunt him down. Mehu and Hover getting 4 kills between the two of them. 5-4 for Yalla. And again, money starting to build up a bit. They still need to win a couple more rounds to make sure that the money is much more solid. But more importantly, they have a broken executions economy. Hover. Thought he was just pushing in there, but he's gonna hold on to his horses. There's Pasha Sahil waiting at the edge in that corner with that. Oh, he's gonna be pushed out now. But he's out in the open. They're gonna push in, and Peps burns him alive. Smoker not able to trade the flashbang. Not allowing him to trade with his captain. He's trying to still find something. Hover. Shoulder peeking out. Does he not? Yeah, he does. He spots out Smoker. Smoke's going to come in. Smoker is going to get spotted out, but he's going to land a shot. A sweet shot to the kisser. And now Nato with the P250. He's made his way towards drop. He hears the players. It's all about timing. If you can find Peps here, but a crosshair placement is a little off, but he does so much damage. But there's a player right behind him. It's going to be Joker. He's going to assassinate him. And now they will have to go for the play here. And there is Molly Lele. However he pronounces his name, he's still waiting. And he's going to reposition, aggressing out. Again, I like what they're doing here. Getting back map control, and Mehu with the spray finds 3 of them. And that is going to be a clean mop-up. Just losing 1 player there. As money is starting to look a little bit more robust for Yalla. It's just so fun to pronounce her name. Yalla. I can't really quite roll my tongue. But it's a fun name. They had a comparatively pretty close game yesterday against Risky. I think it was 16-12 or 16-11 on Inferno. But then again, it was also Risky. We're playing a little bit kind of sloppy, to be very honest. Some very sloppy rounds from Risky. uncharacteristic from them. Yalla are an interesting team. Like they take some of the better teams in Middle East, and to take them down to the wire. Like against RVN, they had a very tight game, but I think Risky is still their major kryptonite. I don't think they've quite figured Risky out, but then Risky again, by far the best team in the Middle Eastern region, the GCC region to be more precise. And they are the final boss in South Asia and Middle East right now. And they've been that way for a while. In the meantime, Joker has been taken down, leaving Slice all by his lonesome, waiting towards A long. He's waiting for Smoker to go for a play, and Smoker flashbang is going to pop, and that's going to completely blind Slice, who is going to be falling back, but there is a man sneaking in from behind, and it is going to be Pasha. He's not going to have any trouble dispatching of him. 3v5. 43 seconds for execution. They can go for any play they want here, as long as they don't get picked apart one by one. Mehu playing inside the A-bomb site. Peps towards connector, but the play is going to be towards B. However, with the M4, he finds one. He's looking for more, goes for the spray. Not able to get a second kill, but he is going to do a lot of damage. Peps waiting in the side. Rotation is going to be coming in. It's going to be Jumpro, and Jumpro is going to get the kill. Yes, he is. One man stays alive. It's going to be Mehu. He goes for the spray. He finds one. He can find another kill here because it's so very low, but he's going to lose the battle of the wall bangs, and he's down to 20 HP. He's still going to try to do something here. 20 HP, and Smoker will end him. 6-5. Execution. Managed to win one round back. However, money is pretty solid for Yalla, and we have a what? The auto shotty buy from Mehu. Alrighty then. Mehu tossing in a nade, and Joker holding a very aggressive angle. Smoker's not going to peek. Oh, spots on the barrel. The Molotov's going to force him back, and this is just, oh, what is going on, Joker? Unnecessary risks being taken by him, although he did have Peps to go for the trade, but a 1-for-1 trade would have been tricky. It's going to be Nato opening things up. They're not going to check the back. Joker's going to find one, and they're all going to get mowed down. Joker, in fact, gets another kill, but what is this? Skywalker and Nato out of nowhere. 3 frags. 2v4 to 1v2 in a span of a heartbeat, and now Slice is going to be left alone. Smoke's going to dissipate. Bomb's still not quite planted, and he's got a lot of utility to work with, so this is still doable for Slice. He's going to spot out Skywalker is a question, and Nato is going to spot him out. And now Slice tossing in the nade. Not going to do much damage. The Molotov onto the site. Skywalker, but it's not deep enough. He's got a lot of space to work with, but Slice with a beautiful headshot. He gets the kill. 42 HP versus 85. And Nato, he's got himself in a great spot as well. Slice, he's got no more utility remaining. It taps the bomb. So much damage being inflicted. He's got to go for this now, and time is not his friend. He's going to hold the off angle, but Nato will have no trouble picking up the clutch and picking up the triple kill of the round. The scores are tied. Execution will once again successfully break Yalla's economy. But Yalla have won 2 eco rounds already. Well, not full eco rounds, but you get what I'm trying to say. You know, pistols, armor. And you're going to go for another kind of a half buy here. Max 7. Armor, incendiary and a smoke for Mehu, Slice with a CZ armor and smoke flash. CZ armor for Joker, and yeah, CZ's all around, a P250 in the mix. So kind of another half buy coming out from Yalla. And will execution fall again is a question. Their anti-ecos have been a little lacking, to put it a little mildly. Smoker's going to find a kill on the Pep Stoke, spots out Hover as well, just tapping, teasing him. As Nato finds Slice on the look, and Hover trying to find something. He sees that he's going to fall, and one man remains, and it's going to be Mehu, who's going to make a lot of noise, trying to escape. Bullets from Nato at his feet, but he will survive. And all I'll be looking for right now is trying to get some exit kills, try and farm some money. Every kill with the Max 7, that's $900 in the bank. He does get the shot in, but Smoker will win the duel, surviving a 19 HP. 76 as Execution go in the lead. Pasha's on with the AWP again, trying to find something. And a slice, the Molotov and the nade combo. That's going to do so much damage, and it's just going to pressurize him. Or no, the smoke's going to still keep them at bay. As he is still going to re-aggress. He's all alone. And if he gets taken down, the A-bomb side can get overrun, although we do see the rotation coming out. Here, maybe not. Pep's probably having second thoughts about it. But they're committed. 3 guys over in B. Mehu just spotting towards drop. And just 1 player over at A. The flashbang is going to be a tell. Are they going to start rotating now? Here's the question. Pep's making his way here. Molotov is going to push out Slice, who's going to get mowed down. He spots a C4 as well, and that's going to be the call. That's going to be the tell for Yalla to make the way towards the A-bomb side. Mehu trying to find someone now. Pasha with a beautiful peek. Plucks him like a chicken. And now Hover and Pep's a lot of work to do. Hover's going to try and go for a Hail Mary play, but Skywalker's there to end him. Pep's trying to find something. He finds one, goes for the spray, but he's just going to get a kill, leaving it all down to Joker in a 1v4. He does spot out Skywalker. He's got a smoke. For Yalla, 4th round loss bonus going to be kicking in, and they kind of broke as well. It's going to be pretty much a half buy. I mean, not exactly half buy. Not going to be a great buy. Pasha's going to find Joker. Was not able to save the M4 either. That's going to be just barely $2,900 an average on most of these players for Yalla. So you're going to be seeing some Max 7, some UMPs, maybe from us. But Execution, 8-6 now. Ensuring that they do go into the second half with at least they guarantee themselves a 1-round lead. Can they make it a 3-round lead is the question. They've struggled against these half buys. Now, 3 umps of FAMAS, the CZ in the hands of Joker. I'm surprised when he just stuck around there. He could just fallen back and just save the M4, which would have come in really handy in this round. Hover getting completely, utterly decimated. Jumpro just taking heads and asking no questions. Pasha Sal is going to decapitate Peps as well. Joker falls to Jumpro, and that is pretty much a round done and dusted. Slice is going to walk out and finds Jumpro, but the nade has taken so much out of him. 41 HP, goes for the spray, trapped in the corner. And it's going to be Pasha Sahil who is going to end him, picking up a double for himself, a triple kill for Jumpro before he falls. 9-6 for Execution on the T side here in Cobblestone. What does the Emirati team have on the T side? We're going to find out as we go into the second half. What's been a pretty fast-paced game so far. It is Cobblestone. It's one of the maps where I'm not too excited for Cobblestone. I'll be very honest about it. I think it's very one-dimensional as a map. There's so many variations you can see. It just comes down to the same old duels and the same old choke points. There's not much of variations you can see from either teams. It's hard to aggress on the CD side here, and meantime Smoker's going to aggress in. He spots out 2 players. Not going to be sticking around, or is he? Yes, he is. He's alone, but he's going to make his way towards danger. He's going to get trapped. Finds one, looking for more, but Hover with the jumping shot. Hovering from above and getting a kill. Mehu in the meantime sneaking in. He's got to get both the kill. Jumper and Pasha Sahil being so careless, not checking the corners. The B-bombs are completely compromised, bereft of any counter-terrorist presence. And Mehu, he knows this is going to be making his way towards the side. Skywalker, P2K waiting towards Rock, but this is a very smart call from Yalla. As they're clearing out the A-bomb side, Joker, and now he's going to be calling for the A-take. The smart call here. Nato has no clue where they are, and all Mehu's going to try and do is try and sell something. He's made his way towards drop. Skywalker knows where he is, and it's going to be Molly. Oh no! Oh no! Skywalker allowing his teammate to get assassinated from behind, and Mehu is going to be looking for more. Finally gets taken down, but as soon as he does go down, Joker is there for the quick trade. Yalla winning the pistol round. And Execution, are they going to go for the force? Pep's flash in hand. And he's going to be taken down. However, trade does come in. Skywalker getting the trade. Nato, P250, very deadly in this situation. He's going to push in through the smoke. No, he's not. He's going to be sticking around. He's hiding in the smoke, but Slice is ready for him. The team kill comes in from Jumper. Oh, no. And Smoker. Mr. Smoker with the Desert Eagle and a 1v3. He's going to be sneaking in from behind, but there is a player waiting for him. It is going to be Mr. Peps, who's going to end him with a beautiful little, cute little burst in his face. 8 to 9. Yalla, just one round remaining to tie things up. Mac 10 in the hands of Moe, who's been kind of pretty solid, and Gun might be walking into a B stack here. Slice, slowing it down a tad bit. Flashbang's gonna come out, he's gonna spot 1, 2, 3. He loves spraying, doesn't he? He finds one, that's all he'll find. And walking into the stack here, Skywalker finds another kill. However, now they're falling apart. But Nato does get another kill, is all alone in the 1v2, but he is gonna get pincered. Hover, charging in with the CZ. Gets the kill. They lose 3 players to USPs. That is painful for Yalla. They could have easily have made bank there that round. They just waltzed in straight to a stack. Losing 3 players they really shouldn't have. Scores are tied. The buy from EXC. Kind of sparse for Moss. M4's utility, extremely sparse. 2 incendiaries, a handful of smokes and flashbangs, and 1 nade and a couple of kits. That's all they have to work with. And Yalla, they can just take it slow, but they are not taking it slow. There's only 1 gear on this pain train, and it is the 5th, and Smoker is completely, utterly blinded, doing his best Helen Keller impression. And Nato, he is going to be trapped in the side. Moe, single-handedly picking up 3 kills, and hasn't taken a sliver of damage. And that's a round completely, utterly lost for Execution. That was just pedal to the metal from Yalla Esports, not wasting any time. And getting completely, utterly decimated. The call for the save. Skywalker and Jumper out would be looking to try and hold on to these 2 rifles, but it is going to be... It is going to be pistols, so a few upgraded pistols coming out from Execution, unless I'm very much mistaken here. They will save the 2 guns, but there we go. It is going to be an eco round. We'll be seeing a few upgraded pistols coming out. Deagle and Pasha Style, maybe, yeah, Deagle's all around. In fact, Nato might go with a Deagle as well. He likes the Desert Eagle. Oh no, CZ, alright. Pasha Style trying to take the fight and... Wait, what? Joker with the wallbang with the UMP. I did not know he had that much of a penetrative power. I mean, okay. Alright then. The door being quite ineffective in stopping the UMP bullets. That's Moe once again trying to go for plays. He's been on fire. 20 kills for the man. Smoke up. Desert Eagle in hand. Joker trying to find a player over at A. It's all about timing. Smoke is waiting for Mehu to peek out. And Mehu's going to spot him out. And here comes the play. Smoke has a lot of work to do. I'm just going to be sticking with Mehu here. It's going to be Skywalker finds Joker though, and Mehu looking the wrong way. Smoker gets the kill. This is looking a little expensive. However, Jumper and Skywalker very low. They might just be falling back. There's no real point in going for this retake. Might as well just hold on to these guns. You know, have a little bit of extra money in the bank because the round is lost, and that is going to be 9-11. 11 rounds for Yalla. Lose a couple of players, but that's all right. I think we'll win the round. So the buy will be coming in for execution. Quite a decent money for Jumper and Skywalker. I'm not surprised I haven't gone for the AWP. AWP and Pasha Sahil. City side could be very, very useful indeed. As it is pouring right now in Bangalore. Love it. Love the weather. It's literally been raining or drizzling for almost 2.5 months now, almost every day. I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't get why people call rainy weather as depressing. It's not. I think it's really, really nice. Pale gray skies. I could live like this for the entire year. In the meantime, Joker! I love that. I love that little boost over the smoke. That was so well done. Completely destroys Skywalker. And now Jumper spots out a player, but Hover knows where he is. He's going to drop down. And he will have time to make his escape because Yalla hadn't really pushed in towards A long. But that's going to draw the rotation from Smoke Up. Smoke coming in. And now it's all on Molly. He's going to check the corner. No, he's not. It's a free kill for Nato. But Joker's going to get another kill. There's still a man in the side. It's going to be Jumper who's going to be taken down. And once again, the A bomb side completely compromised. 4v2. Hover is going to find Pasha Sahil. One man stays alive. Nato has snuck his way through pillars. And Hover trying to find something. Nato snuck his way in here. All right. Just looking a little interesting. They're on the hunt. Pep's going to be sticking around. Can Nato pull this one off? Peps is alone, but he's on the side. And Nato... No, I don't think he fancies his chances here, or does he? Does he? Peps, oh no, he spots him out, and now he knows there's not much of a chance he has, but he does have a smoke. He does have a smoke. Peps raining in bullets, and Nato. Oh wait, what? Nato? No, that was so close. That was so close. Nice try, Nato. Nice try. 10 points of Gryffindor. For sheer balls. That was good. That was nice. Just a couple of seconds more. Valiant effort. They'll be able to go for a pretty comfortable buy. Well, execution, but Yalla looking quite good here. 6 rounds in a row on the T side, haven't dropped a single round in the second half, and they're exploiting these chinks in the armor of execution CD side. Jumper out on top of the side hut. Just a FAMAS in hand. Trying to find something. As you do see, Yalla, once again, working in tandem. One thing about Yalla I like is their trade game. They're playing some basic Counter-Strike, just the basic buddy system, but they always get a trade almost every single time. And that's really helped them out, even against Risky yesterday. As Jumper Mo, he's going to take down Skywalker. Jumper is alone. He can't get anything. Again, the A-bombs are compromised, and that's the problem. That's a problem when you play so passively in the A-bomb side. The second you get overrun, there's no time for your teammates to come and, you know, reinforce the defense. The site's lost. There's almost no chance for them to go for a retake. If it was a 3v3, yes, viable retake. But when you get taken down with no trades going your way, I mean, it's going to be just painful. And now, Jokero with the spray, he finds a kill. Smoker will find him, but now the hunt is going to be on. They have a lot of money to work with. And they're going to be looking to take away these guns from the hands of the surviving CT. Smoker finds Peps. 2 bullets. Is still going to be holding the line. Will go for the reload. Now they know where he is, and they're going to be triangulating on his position. Nato is going to find a kill and hover, though. They're inflicting a little bit of damage. Smoker finds Slice as well. Moe trying to hunt him down, and he takes him down. And Nato will be the sole player to survive with the M4. They will be able to go for another buy. But Yalla now 3 rounds away from closing this out, and their money is looking like the Bank of Abu Dhabi. You know, execution. They've had so much pressure towards A, and now it's going to be the turn of the B bombs at defenders to hold off against Yalla. As they're going to be charging in. Deagle in the hands of Smoker. This is actually, it's a half buy. I thought they're just going to be fully committing to this, but it's a half buy. Nato spraying 2 players down. He's finally going to fall. Smoker with the Deagle trying to find something, but it's an 8 HP. He needs backup, but Moe, there's no stopping this madman. Joker's going to get another kill. And just like that, the round is done and dusted. All the jump pro doing a bit of damage. Moe and Slice both very low, 25 HP and 26 HP respectively. They're going to be feeling a little paranoid here. Jump pro's got the FAMAS. 1 flashbang to go for a push. And Skywalker finds Moe. Doing a bit of damage. Jumper is going to finally fall. It's all in Skywalker. He knows there's not much he can do. He's going to drop in, try and probably pick up a gun or another exit. But it was a half buy. And I apart from Jumper went for the full buy. That's weird. I actually like this call from Pasha Sahil, a little bit of economic management, which most Indian teams don't have. Instead of going for a forced buy here, and if they lost it, they would have no cash. He's gone for a half buy. He's told his team to go for a half buy, thereby ensuring that all of the scoreline is 14-9 right now. They can definitely go for a pretty solid buy, which is going to be the case here. Now there's going to be dropping the AWP over to Pasha Sahil. He's going to be dropping an M4 back over to Nato. Jumper will have to make do with a FAMAS. So 3 M4s of FAMAS. Good sum of utility. Pasha Sal with the AWP. What can he do? Timing not his friend. He's not going to spot at Yalla behind the rock. It's a little disheartening that, you know, like if you look at ESL, the way the leagues work, there's the Starter Cup, there's the Challenger League, and then there's the Master Division. It's kind of sad that we've barely seen any teams, apart from, I think, Yalla, who've made their way from Starter Cup to the Masters League. It's been very, very few. I don't think anyone's actually made it. No Indian teams, at least. And Molly is getting completely blinded. It does so much damage, and he is going to get taken down. Hover a little late on the trade, and that means he is going to be taken down at 13 HP. It's a 4v4, but Smoker is going to get pushed out, and while crossing over, Slice finds him. And that's the advantage they had, EXE had, getting neutralized. Joker not spotting out a player, and that's going to be Natu using that flower pot perfectly. Pasha Sahil finds 2 kills, 1 with a Molotov, and that's going to be EXE staying alive. They get a double digits, 14-10, but Yalla, they got money, so much of money to work with. They can go for virtually any buy they want. Pasha with the op, looking for something here. Joker, it's all about timing. Pasha is going to peek out. He should know where Joker is, and he's going to spot him out. Takes a shot, takes him down. Once again, Yalla, man down early. I liked what Hover and Peps are doing, reclaiming lost territory. However, Pasha is still floating around here. He's going to get another pick as a question. He spots out Peps. Oh no, he misses an easy shot there. And Hover's going to get a kill in the meantime onto the guy over at Mid Skywalker. Now they know where Pasha is. Question is, are they going to pressurize A bomb site? But Smoke up, rotating over to A, and that, if Yalla read this right, they can just head over to B right now. There's 2 players there. Mehu dropping down. And a jumper out, waiting right outside a drop. And it's going to be Mehu pushing in through the smoke. He gets the kill. Smoker has got to go big. He's in a 1v4 in the side. He gets taken down. Pasha Sahil 1v3 with the AWP. I've seen this kid do some crazy stuff, but this might be a little too much to ask of him. The op barrel not spotted out. Peps. Now they know where he is, and it's going to be the double peek, is it? Peps holding the line. Unnecessary. Pasha Sahil goes for the double scope, gets the kill. But he's got to walk in this crossfire of doom where Mehu and Slice, they've set themselves up so well. Flashbang's going to pop. They're going to avoid it very comfortably. Barrel spotted out. And Mehu hasn't showed himself yet. The bomb is ticking away. There's not much Pasha Sahil can do at this moment, at this juncture. He's got to fall back. He's going to try and make his escape. He finds Mehu, and he's getting hunted down by Slice. He's going to try and take him down, and Pasha Sahil is going to land a shot. He's going to miss it. USB is going to come out, tapping away. Will he escape, though? No! Slice runs out of bullets, and Pasha Sahil at the edge of the door gets the kill, and he survives, picks up a quad kill. But it's all he'll get, is it's going to be map and match point. Going the way of Yalla Esports. A circusy round coming out there from Yalla. That opening kill over at mid, opening a lot of avenues. The Pasha Sahil with the sole AWP. He's going to fall back with a fast play towards B. Coming up from Yalla Esports. It's going to be Peps leading the way. He's going to spot out a player, but he's taking so much damage in the flames. Nato with a fadeaway shot as well. And now the SG. What? What is even going on? What is going on? Someone please restore some normalcy in this complete madness. As Hover, he's just taking down everyone with this SG. What is he even? I don't even. What? He's channeling his inner Magisk. And now it's a 1v1 Joker versus Jumpero. But before I even complete my sentence, Joker will get the trade, and that is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. 16-10 will be the scoreline. It's a wonderful rainy evening, and it is very thunderous clouds for execution, as Yalla will win it in the end in a very convincing fashion. A huge game coming out from... I forgot the name of the player. I'm losing my mind here. That last round was completely insane. But that's it. GG, well played. Great game from Yalla, and Execution are yet to get a single game in the Masters Division. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, definitely the game did not finish Yalla, because Yalla in Arabic literally means fast. But it's Yalla Esports' day. They've won their first game in the final session of the Masters League of the ongoing ESL India Premiership 2017 fall season. 2017 brought by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Zavi by BenQ, and organized by Nordvin Gaming. Well, this is what we have for you guys in the CSGO, in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive front. We'll be taking a quick break. On the other side, we have more games lined up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the live stream of the Day 12 of the ESL India Premiership 2017 Fall Season Final Session, brought to you by Omen, by HP, HyperX and Zombie, by BenQ, and organized by Northwind Gaming. Now moving on, we have a Dota game in the offing between Genesis and Signify. So let's quickly take a look at the form of the team Genesis here, the first team in order. So as you guys can see, in the current form, team Genesis has lost only one match in their past 5-match record. They've managed to win 4 games and only registered 1 loss in the recent 5 games they've played. They're a Malaysian-based outfit, and they're trying to claim a spot for the finale, which is going to be held in Hyderabad. In fact, let's look at the opposition here, Team Signify. So as you guys can see, Team Signify, which is right now being led by none other than our very own Bacha, Rana Crowley Sane. They've had a clean go-ahead in this current session of the fall season. They've had clean victories. All 5 matches in the recent past, all of them ended as victories. Well, that's Team Signify for you guys. If you realize the fact that Dota 2 right now in the country is picking up at a very, very fast pace. In fact, a lot of outstation teams are also taking keen interest in the happenings of the ESL India Premiership. So is this going to be a Genesis day where they reign supreme against our very own stronghold called Signify, or is it going to be Crowley's day? We'll find out soon enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek. With me is CloudX, and today we've got Signify facing off versus Genesis. How's it going, CloudX? It's been a long break for you, but welcome back.
Thank you so much, Vivek. I'm hoping you can hear me loud and clear. There was a bit of a hitch during the sound test. So yeah, okay, we're good. So Signify's on the Radiant. It has indeed been a while since I've casted a good tier match, I have to say. Signify versus Genesis, a nice way to get back onto the circuit. I believe Signify are undefeated in the fall phase 3, while Genesis has dropped just 1 game thus far. It's going to be a hell of a match. We know that Genesis has a bit of potential to throw. Signify so far, their Achilles heel has been their draft. Let's see if they're going to come into this one stronger.
Also, because I've been following Signify for a bit, one thing that's rather interesting is Signify have been playing a huge amount of games without Scanbaloo. Now, from what I was told, he was out of town or out of the country or away on some work, but he is back from what I've been told, and for some reason, he's not in the active roster at the moment. Feel free to speculate, some masala for you to work with, but masala aside, this should be a great game. I mean, these are 2 of the very best sides in the Masters League. And Genesis are coming to this one with a small knock to their confidence after losing yesterday to Aggressive 5.
Yeah, gotta say, and I mean, we talked about how impressive Signify has been. Aggressive 5 has been as impressive, if not even more. They played some amazing Dota of late, and you can really see the improvement that's come in this team from having lost, at the hands of teams like Go Figure and JMD just a few months ago to now taking down some of the best that the country has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, we finally have an all-Indian squad to truly cheer for, and a lot of you are looking forward to every game that Aggressify plays because they're full of surprises. I mean, they've beaten top-tier teams not once. It's not a fluke. They've beaten them multiple times, and let's hope they can do so as well in the future because we do have a whole bunch of LANs coming up. We have one this month. We have one next month. Maybe two next month. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Signify opening with two heroes that provide a lot of vision. The Keeper of the Light as well as the Beastmaster.
Yeah, looks like they're catching on to the vision-based game here. With the Night Stalker ban coming out, the Coddle pick does make a lot of sense. One of the best ways to deal with Coddle Ag's vision is to have that darkness to shut him down. And yeah, like you pointed out, now you've got the vision game coming out with the Beastmaster to augment it, flying vision from the birds, scouting around the periphery. Really a good pick versus the Clockwork, but at the same time, Clockwork works well versus that Hawk as well. But it now means that Genesis are going to have a hard time getting the jump on Signify, especially once I'm assuming this is going to be a fairly farming 4 position on the Keeper of the Light, or a fairly farming 5 position on the Keeper of the Light. If he pulls out something like a 20-minute Aghanim Scepter, Genesis has to walk really carefully around the map.
You think Signify would want to pick up something like a Tinker to follow up the Beastmaster and the Keeper of the Light? Or
yeah, something that could work. We do know that Crowley does enjoy playing the Tinker quite a bit. Perhaps this is a Tinker game. There's also some synergy with the Tinker and the Coddle in the early stages of the game, so it's not a terrible choice.
Yeah, but Genesis do have the Clockwork who can scout him in the trees to some extent and even make sure he cancels his TP with the hook shot. Genesis have got the Lich though, so one of their lanes should be going really well. With all that EXP being denied by Sacrifice, and a lot of teams do this, especially versus Signify. I've actually spoken to Crowley about this, and he just hates that Lich. I mean, he hates a lot of things. He's been tortured against a Necrophos. He's been bullied because of a Lich. And I mean, everybody is out there gunning for Crowley with their picks. And this time around, Signify do not have last pick. So they don't have the luxury of choosing Crowley's hero to the very end as a response to the last pick coming out from the other side, which is something Signify like to do a lot. Hold on till the very end to pick up Crowley's hero. Genesis here, however, they picked up the Queen of Pain. Now, yesterday versus Aggressify, they ran the Queen of Pain in the off lane. I mean, they had mixed success with it. If they want to, they could do it again this time around. And Signify respond with the Shaman. So they got a lot of lockdown. They've got the Primal Row coming out from the Beastmaster. They've got some good push as well with the Shaman.
One thing that Signify clearly hates is green-colored heroes. This is something that they've been joking about for a while, but turns out they were dead serious. You've got a Necrophos, Viper, and a Venomancer getting banned out. The Queen of Pain gets picked up on the side of Genesis, so we might just see a possible Templar Assassin pick out for Signify. I mean, they have a massively strong pushing lineup coming out with the Beastmaster and the Shadow Shaman. They've got some counter push with the Keeper of the Light, and Cortal can also serve as a good pushing hero when the heals come online from the Aghanim Scepter. Genesis has to be careful about something like a Dragon Knight coming out here as well, because that push might prove to be way too much for them to handle. They're going to go with the Sven. That's something that can punish pushes if Signify doesn't position too well, but at the same time, Signify's got so much control. The Mana Leak versus the Sven, the Beastmaster with the Primal Roar to go through Magic Immunity, and of course, the Shadow Shaman with the control. Yep, Signify making their intentions mighty clear, picking up the Terrorblade for their pushing power.
It's been a while since I've seen any team in the ESL India Premiership commit so heavily to pushing. And Signify, I mean, it's obvious, like you mentioned. They just want to push. They want to take towers early. And as of now, Genesis, they don't have any real answers to the Terrorblade. I mean, a lot of it is dependent on Sven getting a good jump on top of the Terrorblade. And it's going to be really crucial that Lich tries and keeps the towers as well as the heroes alive as long as possible with that Ice Hammer.
Yeah, the problem is at this point, Genesis doesn't really have anything to deal with the illusions, barring the Sven and his cleave. Yeah, you can probably argue that the Sonic Wave works well versus the Terrorblade illusions, but after a point, Terrorblade's just got enough HP to soak up all of that damage. Signify rounds out their draft with a Tinker pickup. Now, I know we talked about the Tinker being a good choice and all, but it seems like, you know, they're lacking a little bit of a frontliner here. Terrorblade does hit hard and he has a fair bit of mana to work with, but up until he actually gets big ticket strength items online like a PKP, maybe maybe eventually even a Skadi for the extra stats, you really can't afford to have the Terrorblade on the front line soaking up all the damage. Tinker, I mean, he's good at zoning out heroes. He's good with the laser blind versus the Sven, and he's not too shabby versus the Quap in the middle lane as well. But it kind of hampers their pushing potential, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you pointed out, you know, there is the Clockwork who can scout the Tinker in the tree line, so that could prove to be troublesome. But yeah, I mean, I can totally see, you know, a Mart spam being thrown on the high ground while the rest of them just pound away at the buildings. That could work.
Yeah, so Genesis, they're going to do their much favored curveball, run Queen of Pain in the offlane, pick up the Shatter Fame, who's obviously going to get some early souls courtesy the Clockwork, and come in the lane with a huge advantage. Plus the Lich to even deny that range creep. So Crowley does have his work cut out for him in the mid lane. It's also a really good game for the Clockwork in the sense that with the Keeper of the Light as well as the Shaman, if they are out of position, could be easily brought down by just the Clockwork and maybe with a Lich around it. Both of these are very easy, tempting kills for a Clockwork. The Blinding Light, though, that's going to be so crucial when so much of the damage coming out from Genesis is physical, with the exception of the Queen of Pain. Keeper of the Light has a huge role to play in terms of control in the upcoming team fights in this game.
But yeah, this curveball, though, I think it might just work against them. Because quite honestly, I don't think the Tinker's too worried about having to deal with the Shadow Queen in the middle lane either. Lich at the middle lane, I mean, at least he's going to be at the middle lane for a while. He's going to be able to keep the EXP graphs in favor of Genesis. However, I think in the overall scheme of things, Signify has really worked on their drafting. This is a completely different lineup from what we've been seeing them run. And I gotta say, I can get behind this draft a lot more than some of their previous picks and bans. Alright, Genesis gonna use the smoke on the Lich. He walks straight past that Ova, who was also under cover of the smoke. Both observer wards have been planted without actually being spotted out. And that could be about to change as Lich, he's gonna get his smoke blown, and yeah, they've pinged him out.
Yeah, that's an odd ward coming out from the Lich. Doesn't really look at the bounty zone. Does it block the small camp? Yeah. I mean, excuse me, that's an odd ward being planted by Ova actually. What am I saying? The Radiant ward at the top bounty zone, near the Dire bounty zone.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is blocking the camp. It is blocking the small camp. I think that was what their objective was.
Okay.
Given that it's going to be a Beastmaster in that side lane. So he's definitely going to want to pull the creeps with his boars every now and then. And, you know, bring them under his tower so that he can get the extra EXP going. The best way to reset that is by pulling a creep wave to the top lane. With one less camp to work with, it makes Extract's life a lot easier here.
The ward that Ova planted in the mid lane got immediately dewarded. Meanwhile, Lich planted a ward near the offlane shrine with hopes of contesting the Beastmaster every time he falls back into the jungle. That's been dewarded as well by Ova. And it is an unusual start here. Signify getting away with 3 bounty runes. Mercury does manage to get his hands on one, and he's walking into the lane with a whole bunch of souls.
I'm a range creep missing. As to why they let that happen, but it's probably got something to do with the fact that they're running an offensive dual lane here with the Sven and the Lich, while it's going to be a roaming Clockwork and a solo Cop on the top side. So unconventional lane setup coming out from Genesis, but it could work in their favor, especially if this Clockwork rotation works out for them. He's got the cogs, but he's actually cogged him in. I'm pretty sure that's not what he was aiming for.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 cogs when Shadow Fiend just has right click to work with. That's a very tall kill to ask for. Unlikely as well. So Exarch's going to do well. He's going to get the farming levels he needs. Co-op should be able to get some farm of her own. The question is this dual lane coming out, the Lich as well as the Sven. Can they really try and stop Blizzard from farming? I'm not even sure what the plan is.
So they kind of forced out an early metamorphosis from Blizzard. They jumped in on the Shadow Shaman, got some damage done, and the moment he popped his metamorphosis, they just turned around and ran. There are creeps under the tower for the Sven. Sven is one of those heroes that can get some CS under his tower quite easily, especially once he gets that Quelling Blade online, so it shouldn't be too terrible for them. It's also not like No Chance and Blizzard can actually take this tier 1 tower early, especially not without the Serpent Wards and the Shadow Shaman. Might just be one of those status quo lanes that eventually starts tilting in favor of March and the Lich. For now though, No Chance and Lich going to be duking it out in the jungle here next to the bottom lane, but so far only warning shots being fired. No one's actually opening up full force here to try and make something happen.
Yeah, it might just change. I mean, in a sense, Signify are playing more static lanes. The Clockwork has the freedom to roam, and he's trying to team up with Ollie and try and block off Extract. They've got him in the cogs. Battery Assault as well. This could be first blood. Extract wants to draw the axes. Does manage to get it off, but Ollie gets first blood either way. And Nova doesn't have too much HP to work with, but he still wants to give chase. He's queued up the Illuminate, will get a kill in revenge, and he's going to probably go down as well. 2 for 1 in favor of Genesis there.
Yeah, it's entirely in favor of Genesis, but at mid, they end up getting a retaliatory kill here with No Chance rotating and bringing down the Shadow Fiend, giving the kill over to Crowley. So Signify immediately balancing the scales, recognizing that mid was undefended. No Chance making the right move there, giving Crowley a bit more of an advantage. But this top lane Clockwork is going to be very happy with the way things went. He got the solo EXP for the kill on the Kotl, and he also got the assist gold from both those kills. His boots online, has a good 700 gold at the bank, and even has 2 points in the Battery Assault, which means if he finds the Kotl out by himself, he could solo kill him at this point. Meanwhile, at bottom, Blizzard's been left in a 1 versus 2 matchup here. But he's got his boots and a PMS, which makes him fairly tanky in the face of this Sven and this Lich. While at mid, Clockwork's trying desperately to get behind that Tinker, but it's difficult. Crowley's always on top of his own slope, sticking to the right side of the lane, and Clockwork not really going to be able to outrun the Tinker, who's got boots as well.
Yeah, this is Crowley in the mid lane without really a lane ward. I mean, sure, he has the ward near the top rune, but he's pretty much by himself, and he runs the risk of being ganked by the Clockwork coming in either from the east or the west. Instead, the Clockwork's gone bottom. He sees no chance. 2 points in Battery Assault. Blizzard, though, is the one out of position. The shackles are there, holding Clockwork in place, making sure he doesn't get the Battery Assault off. Now he does, and he's trying to run down Blizzard. Blizzard just pops the Metamorphosis, turns around, and brings down the Lich. Manning up indeed, but might have to go down instead as well. That's another kill for which Clockwork was hanging around. Managed to pick up the assist goal. In fact, he got the kill, and he's getting another one.
Yeah, March actually gets on the Sven, so he throws out another Stormbolt and gets the kill. So far, so good for Genesis, I'd say. That was another 2 for 1, and with the Terrorblade going down in exchange for just the Lich, that works out just fine for the boys from Malaysia. Mid, however, Mercury is actually catching up as well. He's at 24 and 21. Crowley is getting out CS despite that 1 kill going in his favor. And bottom is not done just yet either. Clockwork's coming in for another rotation. Blizzard has low Metamorphosis to work with. They could dive him past this tower here.
Yeah, Blizzard's not doing too bad in terms of CS, but that one death is really going to allow Sven to jump ahead in terms of net worth. Actually, surprisingly enough, Blizzard is the one who's still ahead. Clockwork trying to move in again, but Blizzard did have the distance to just step away.
Alright, let's have a look at...
I'm not really sure if overhanging around the top lane was what Extract really needed, because Extract...
In the jungle though, you've got a gang coming out here. They're gonna get this kill perhaps on the clock. They're gonna need a few more hits, and indeed they'll get it. Crowley, the March being laid down as well. He'll secure the kill for himself. Extract's got himself the infused raindrops as well, so it's gonna keep him hale and hearty versus Ollie and his Queen of Pain. Cop, boots to Null Talisman's going for the Veil here. Extract actually chose to put 2 points to the Wild Axis as opposed to maxing out the Call of the Wild and the Inner Beast. So he is indeed going for a bit of nuke damage as well as creep pushing potential. 4 for 4 thus far, 6 minutes in. Both sides going blow for blow. The middle lane starting to tilt ever so slightly in favor of the Shadow Fiend. But the net worth advantage still in favor of Crowley. He's at 2400 while Shadow Fiend's at 2300. The levels more or less even. They're both at about 6.5, but at bottom, they're going to go in on Blizzard once again. He's got no Sunder to work with. He isn't level 6 just yet and is going to end up dropping with the Lich. Genesis and its offensive trial in making things happen for them. On Mercury, he's going to dodge a bullet here as No Chance can't quite get the range for that Hex or the Shackle. Okay, no Hex skilled up just yet. Just the Shackle and 2 points in the Ether's Shock, sorry. It's been a while since I've called out that spell. It used to be Fork Lightning.
In Dota 1, if I'm not mistaken. I sometimes still call it Fork Lightning. And I sometimes still call him Rasta. But whatever it is, this is possibly the second time he's going down in this fashion. I did mention this during the draft, that both the Keeper of the Light as well as the Shaman are easy kills for the Clockwork if they are out of position. Meanwhile, top lane, Sonic Wave expended by Ollie. Okay, it seemed as if Blizzard and Extract tried to get a bit cheeky and force a push early on. But Ollie's just going to run down Blizzard and gets the kill while Extract TPs back home. Blizzard has died 3 times in 7 minutes. And this is not a good start for Signify or their position 1 hero.
Yep, we talked about how their lineup is meant to push and fight early, but if they get shut down in the ultra early game phase, that Sven is just going to get a massive lead going his way. For now though, they're going to start pounding away on that tier 1 tower on the bottom side, just forcing out a fortification as well. Well, we are seeing movements coming towards the lane from the Dire. You've got a Clockwork hunting for a Tinker. Even Tinker is easy pickings for him if he walks in and gets cogged up, but he's got a Haste Rune, so he's going to run straight past the Clockwork while pinging him out while behind. He's got No Chance doing some work. The Illuminate does some work on March as well, while March, his God Strength has now run out. Blizzard's slowing him down, but he's got no Metamorphosis to keep this chase going. March into the trees, looking for a TP out, but won't quite channel the TP, knowing that No Chance was in the vicinity. They end up getting the kill on March's Sven. They end up defending their tier 1 tower. And Signify manages to walk away with a bit on the back of a poor movement coming out from Genesis, really.
I think Ova needs to hang around the bottom lane a bit. Because Blizzard's died 1 too many times. And I think the key thing for Signify in this early game is to just ensure that Blizzard gets farm. Because the Terrorblade with no farm is absolutely redundant in the mid game, and they need to make sure that Blizzard gets that farm, because without Blizzard having items, the push from Signify is pretty much dead. There is no push without a farm Terrorblade.
Oh, this is... I mean, oh, I'm actually surprised Clockwork just decided to run. Never mind, he got an illusion. My bad.
Yeah, he cogged an illusion. Yeah.
Anyway, No Chance. Walking on thin ice here. But another illusion is going to scar out the Clockwork shenanigans. They now reveal the fact that there's 3 heroes on this bottom lane. The observers on the side scouting this out. They should consider just abandoning this tower. The Clock's now giving vision inside the trees as well, and Owa's been spotted out. Clockwork smells blood in the water, goes in, but Owa jukes him, runs through his creep, and does manage to stay alive for now. The Cogs will not trap him in. He's just buying as much time as he possibly can, but ends up dropping to a chain frost from the Lich, while the hook shot will catch the Shadow Shaman as well. Signify should have just bailed from this lane. Instead, they're going to give up 2 kills as well as the tower, instead of what should have been just the tower.
I'm not really sure what Ova and No Chance were expecting. I mean, Crowley could have made that rotation if he wanted to. He did have Rearm, could buy TP at base and join his 2 supports. But Blizzard had pretty much already ditched them. And he's moved on to the mid lane. 10 minutes in. Not even an upgrade to those brown boots. Blizzard is really poor at this point.
He's gonna walk in with a couple of illusions, go straight towards the Clockwork, who fogs him in. They've got the Primal Roar coming out as well as the Shackles. They've got down the Clockwork as well as Ollie's Queen of Pain, Genesis. Not making the right decision there, not expecting Signify to respond with 4 heroes to that 1 threat. And all the while, Ova stays on this top lane, continuing to farm towards his Aghanim Scepter. So clearly, they have given him farm priority this game.
Yeah, Extract needs to make a couple of these rotations to buy time and space for Blizzard to catch up in terms of farm. A few more ganks like that is exactly what Signify need to just hold on in this early to mid game. The problem though is that stacks are being prepped near the offlane dash shrine for the Sven. And yeah, Clockwork under cover of the smoke looking for a pick-off.
Unlikely that he's going to get anything out there.
Yeah, not by himself, but yeah, no backup in the vicinity. He's just going to...
He could get the stinker though. Crowley's walked a bit too far out. They know what he's up to and they're going to get the hook shot kill on him. Again, his BOT gets set back by a few more minutes. It's 11 minutes in and he's still got no BOT. There's no stacks in the jungle left for him to clean up. Blizzard needs the jungle as much as Crowley, if not more. And suddenly it's Genesis that are the ones that are mounting a push. Up top, they do have a primal roar if they want to make a play here. They've even got the Medallion of Courage online on this Beastmaster, but he can't do this by himself. The Chain Frost really works well versus the Beastmaster at this stage in the game, because it's very likely he's just going to be next to his bows and it's going to hurt a truck ton. We spoke about stacks. There's March actually cleaning up a set of stacks inside his own jungle as well, just accelerating his net worth lead. In fact, if you look at the net worth charts, it's 3 of the top 3 net worth holders in the hands of Genesis. The Shadow Fiend led by the Sven, followed by the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, all 3 goes on the side of Genesis doing really well for themselves. I'm surprised Crowley's fallen behind in terms of individual net worth. He was fairly involved early on in all the skills, but the Shadow Fiend just manages to flash farm a whole lot faster. And like you mentioned,
coming out from Genesis, by the way, they've spotted out this triple threat coming out on the top lane. There's no chance hitting level 6 or rather level 7 now. They have the ability to take down towers. They expected a push on the tower that had low HP, and they were prepared to dodge a gank. In fact, they're prepared to fight as well, with the Clockwork now heaping in. However, a cheeky bird will scout this out. They know exactly what Genesis are up to. But all the while, the middle lane gets ignored and Genesis takes a freebie there.
Yeah, that was really costly for Signify. Now the Clockwork has easy access into the Radiant jungle. And both teams are just preparing for the good old standoff at this top lane.
Sven's actually got his money for the Blink Dagger almost online. Ooh, what a hook shot. Kind of missed.
I did. It narrowly missed over there.
And Genesis
Still runs in.
Showing that they're more than ready to fight at this point.
Crowley's got those VOTs. And X-Rag is providing Signify a lot of vital information as to where Genesis are. I mean, it's pretty much a 5v5 in this top lane. This is the only one farming away in his own jungle. But yeah, Signify, I mean, they can do this all day and all night. They can hold up the push without committing too heavily. And with the Clockwork, hookshot on cooldown, there's no easy way for Genesis to just get the fight started.
But, I mean, Genesis could be wasting their own time here as well. You don't want to be going into that Keeper of the Light constant blast coming in. Ova's almost got, well, not almost got his Aghanim Scepter, but he's a decent way towards it. Gotta be able to slow this push down, if not stop it completely. But what's worrisome though is that they're not farming as efficiently on the side of Signify here. You've still got Blizzard farming neutrals. Crowley's just waiting in the base, looking for a safe place to move to. Looks like he's going to be joining his buddies in the top lane here. Try and make something happen. March spans, illuminates, everything being thrown by the kitchen sink. But there's the hook shot coming in. No chance caught out behind. Drops the Serpent Wards before losing his life. The Primal Roar is there. And with the Primal Roar, the wards will make mincemeat out of him. While Ova is going to channel up Illuminate. But behind, March blinks in with the stun and the God Strength. He's going to go in on X-Rag, who gets taken down by Mercury Shadow Rays, who's happy to clean up the wards. Meanwhile, the Crop continues to chase. Doesn't quite manage to lock down that Tinker. Genesis finding another 2 kills here for the price of 1, and now they're even going to be able to push this tower a little bit. Ova has something to say about this though.
Yeah, I mean, Ova's doing a fantastic job just staying away from the fight and making sure to stay alive and just stop the push. And Genesis, they finally split up. They did find the kill on the Shaman as well as the Beastmaster, but they didn't get what they were looking for, which is that tier 1 tower. And Ollie on the Queen of Pain was forced to move towards the mid lane where Blizzard was trying to apply a little bit of pressure early on to that tower.
Signify, it really feels like they're just not on the same page at this moment. We see some shenanigans happening on that bottom lane where Ova and No Chance lost their life without any cores coming in. And now it's just Genesis that are really forcing the issue. They're going to end up losing a tower in the top lane. Yep, that's going to get sent some money swinging back into him Signify, but it may not be a freebie. Ollie comes in, gets caught out. That was the bait. Oh, what was the bait? But was it enough is the question. Clearly it wasn't. Ollie manages to jump away while from behind the Lich comes in, trying to finish the job, but Crowley takes him down with the march and the rockets, I believe.
That was ridiculous. I mean, Lich walked in, threw up the Chain Frost on 3 Radiant creeps, then ended up dying to the march. But yeah, if that Illuminate didn't manage to connect with the Queen of Pain, she'd pretty much be dead. Over. Didn't estimate the AoE of the Illuminate correctly, and Ollie did manage to get away. But yeah, they got a tier 1 tower. However, it is still Genesis working with the net worth advantage here.
Yeah, it's about a 4,000 net worth lead going in their favor, but nothing insurmountable. The thing about Signify's lineup is the moment they find a minor skirmish victory, they'll take down towers in a matter of seconds after. And as this game goes late, it's really not like Signify in a World of Pain or a World of Trouble here. You've got Blizzard with that bonus attack speed aura coming out from X-Rag. You've got a reliable stun that goes through magic immunity. And you've got Tinker and Cotton, the best defenders in this game. But Hookshot completing Rift there. The Sonic Wave, however, a decent one coming out. They'll get the kill on No Chance, but he's dropped the wards. They got the kill off on the Clockwork. Perhaps they're going to look for more. Ollie's out of mana here. He does have 10 stick charges. He's not going to need to use them just yet. This should be a tower in favor of Signify. They've got the Metamorphosis expended already. Blizzard is going to be more than happy to lay his claws into the tower at the middle lane.
I think Crowley knew that if he had his Blink Dagger, he could have possibly gone in and gotten maybe another kill at the very least. He's solely missing that Blink Dagger, and he's got it right now. I mean, I want to see if this item is going to have a huge impact in the next fight for Signify, because the Illuminate along with the March as well as the rockets are doing a whole lot of damage. The problem is Crowley can't jump forward to clean up the remaining members of Genesis, and they're just running away 200, 300 HP.
I think the bigger deal though is that Ova's basically got his Aghanim Scepter done up now. Just about 200 gold or 250 gold to go. Once he has it, all they've got to do is wait for the next 4 minutes, wait till it's daytime again, and then just group up and try and take fights. The constant heals are going to be really something to worry about for Genesis. But at the same time, March is going towards his BKB, which means he can't be controlled by that Cuddle too much.
And yeah, then you got X-Drag in the road to fall back on. If you're hoping to control that Sven. But yeah, Signify hold out. They dodged the gank, the smoke gank that was meant for them. They even threw out a scan, but that completely ended up whiffing.
The bullet has been dodged, however. Genesis not going to find anything off of this. Going to be looking for that tier 1 power on the top lane. I like how they prep for a possible defense from Ova or the Tinker. That observer ward behind the tier 1 means that Signify has to be very careful about whether or not they want to defend this. Looks like they're willing to sacrifice it, instead looking to take a tier 1 at the bottom themselves. Mid tier 1 does get denied by March, but bottom lane, no expenses spared. No Chance even drops down the serpent wards for this.
Yeah, good awareness coming out. Oops, No Chance. Not so lucky. Was about to get recalled, but he's going to get sent back to his fountain instead. And the tier 1 might be denied. I mean, No Chance is trying hard with the Mars Serpent Wards, and he gets that gold as well.
Yeah, but March ends up getting a lot more money for it though. Took down every single Serpent Ward and got the money for all of them. No one on the side of Genesis dies. They get a kill on the Shadow Shaman. I think it's okay in the overall scheme of things for Genesis.
It is, but if all Signify have to do is hold out for the next 4 minutes, or the 1 second, I don't know, 2 minutes or 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes. And 3 more minutes. And yeah, once Ova's got that flying vision in the day, once Blizzard probably, hopefully completes that Manta style, Signify are going to be mounting a push which Genesis might not have answers to.
That said though, that's a Sven that's inching closer and closer to his orchid. He's already picked up 1 Oblivion Staff. And he's hitting like a truck. He's hitting really fast. He's got a 10-second BKB still in his backpack. I'd say Genesis are actually in a comfortable position right now. And yeah, they're going to smoke and try and make something happen with it. Middle lane, looks like no chance could be the one that gets caught out. I think Signify will be okay if it's just no chance that dies to a smoke rotation. And looking for the Terrorblade, they're hoping that he's farming inside the jungle, but they're not going to find him. Instead, they'll see no chance at the middle lane and just beeline straight towards him. He's moving to the north side himself though, so he is going to be able to get the hell away from this. Quap going to get hexed immediately as she jumps in. No chance, just biding his time, going to break the smokes and lose his life. He TPs out, forces out a stun, and gets smacked to bits. That's really as good as it could have gone for Signify.
I mean, yeah, Signify. This can't be a better outcome, right? I mean, they're committing 4-man smokes, and all they're finding is no chance. I think Signify will take what they're getting at this point. I mean, they're even going to try and trade for a possible tier 2 themselves. The Manta style that's on its way for Blizzard. There should be a tier 2 for a tier 2. I'm not sure if Crowley can hold the push all by himself.
Nah, he definitely can't hold this by himself. They needed Ova to be in the vicinity, but Ova is just going to stick with his teammates for now. Signify. They're still going forward. I mean, they have the Mass Serpent Ward, so some chip damage could be justified on this tower. But Clockwork is already in position and ready to initiate. He's going to be scouted by this Hawk soon enough. They've dropped the Serpent Wards. They're going in for the tier 3. He's just hoping to force back TPs. Good hook shot from the Clockwork. He does find the cogs as well. This will slow down this push, which means that the tower should survive. This is just going to do as much damage as he can before they get on out of here. In fact, they look like they want to take it. It's about to be daytime in a minute's time as well. The Chain Frost even expanded. Blizzard's taken a hell of a beating here from that Chain Frost. They're going to jump in and get the kill. Sonic Wave as well as the Sven Stun unloaded. Swap in trouble herself. The March spam doing a lot of work on the front lines. March going to pop a BKB. The TP out from Ova. None available from X-Rag though. It's a double kill for Mercury. 3 down on the side of Signify, but that tier 3 tower might as well have been dead there.
Yeah, it survives at 14 HP. That, I mean, if they did manage to take it down, they would have had access to the Dire Shrines. I'm not sure hanging around for that tower was the best move from Signify.
Yeah, I think Blizzard just got a bit too greedy there. Decided to just stand and take it from the low ground. Big props to the Clockwork though. He started that fight off on his terms. Managed to get the cogs to reduce the Terrorblade's mana. Even if he did want to pop a Sunder, it wouldn't have been available there. Over. Gonna call for some backup. He's actually ported in a Shadow Shaman who TP'd next to him anyway. Gets on out of there. Genesis. They try and sneak Roshan here. 5 minutes in, they've got a Haze Tune waiting for them to be picked up as well. Frost Summon's gonna make their lives a little easier while trying to take this, but you do have a Terrorblade in the vicinity. He's gonna send his illusions towards the pit as well, and this illusion gonna get taken out by a Shadow Ray, so they know for sure that Rosh is happening. They're gonna send a bird over the pit as well, so they know exactly what's going on here. Are they gonna fight? This is the question. They're all getting in position over in the vicinity. It's daytime. They've got a flying vision. They're gonna go in with the primal road to start things off. Sven being controlled, but Mercury with his BKB says, "Now what, my friends?" and walks up onto the front lines. They've got the kill on Nova, so no heals and no flying vision now available. While March goes in behind, they make mincemeat out of 3 heroes on the side of Signify. 2 of those going over to the Quap, 1 goes over to the Sven. And now they'll come back to finish what they started on Roshan.
I love what Blizzard's doing. Blizzard just ditched that fight and moved towards the top lane. I mean, at the very least, he's trying to take down that tower. It's an illusion versus backdoor regen.
It's gonna get
I don't know who got the bigger objective there. Genesis got Roshan, but Blizzard got a tier 3. And with Keep of the Light respawning in 4, I think they should be able to hold off a push if it is indeed even going to come from the side of Genesis.
No, I think that was Genesis getting the better of the situation. The Shrines, while they're definitely vulnerable, they're still bait at this point.
March? March? I think March. Oh my god, how... That was close. March was steeping right in front of the Keeper of the Light.
So I looked at Crowley thinking you're talking about March of the Machines.
My bad, the Sven. But yeah, he's got his Orchid now, so a lot of solo kill potential.
9-second BKB, man. That's in addition to the BKB available on the Shadow Fiend. Where the hell did that happen? Okay, bottom lane, no chance is down, and Clockwork is out. Man, I've got to say, this Clock's been the MVP of Genesis for me so far. Been playing some really good Dota, finding solo pickoffs all through the game. Mercury, what's he going for next? BKB, Sanjanyasha, Dragon Lance. He's got 2400 HP and a Decent amount of armor to work with. Over on the top lane, calls in Blizzard, but it's a Chain Frost bouncing between two and then sent over to neutrals. Charlie's going to take the Chain Frost along with him to the side. They've only got the one kill so far on the list, and the Thunder keeps Blizzard healthy. The cavalry has arrived. Sharafin going in, over, ends up losing his life, and then find more is the question. Looks like the answer is no for now. Clock though changes that, hooks into X-Rag, has the battery assault. The Cog's not going to cog him in. They're going for the higher priority kill, which is the Terrorblade, and Ollie's going to tag him for now. They're going to get vision on him as well. On the backlines, there's still a fight breaking out. Sharafin does bring down the Beastmaster, while Blizzard, he's trading hits with the Quap, who ends up blinking on out there. Blizzard still making a run for it, gets hit with the Sanj and Yasha Mame, as well as the Shadow Strike is slowing down. The Manta will shrug it all off, but now he's still making a run for it. Charlie meanwhile comes in, goes for Ollie, gets the kill behind, while Blizzard runs towards his buddy saying, save me Crowley, take me on out of here. They're just waiting for Over to respawn so they can get the recall. Blizzard, he's just running ring around the rosy here, looking for an escape. The battery assault's gonna wear out, but they do get a silence as well as the stun, and finally they get the kill.
That is the power of the Keeper of the Light. He single-handedly brought two teammates out of position, resulting in both of them dying. He recalled Blizzard to the top lane. Blizzard had to eat a Chain Frost. Somehow Blizzard survived that. But then there were 3 heroes from the side of Genesis. That hook shot from the Clockwork was spot on, allowing them to kill off X-Rag and his Beastmaster. And then they just moved on to the Terrorblade. Sure, that bought time for Crowley to find a kill on the Queen of Pain. But yeah, Signify ended up losing a lot more than they hoped for there.
Meanwhile, we had Terrorblade running the entire length of the map, man. If he had a fit, he would be making all sorts of celebrations right now. Anyway, March has picked up an Arcane Rune, has his spells at the ready. They're even going to find a stacked camp of Ancients that they'll just bring down in a matter of seconds. That Bloodthorn is going to really rip a hole through them. I fear for what Signify has up their sleeves next. There's Genesis. They
Top
look like
lane.
the ones in the driver's seat.
X-Rag's gone in with the roar. I mean, the TP's on the way, coming through from the Tinker. Crowley jumps in. The Chain Frost thrown out. X-Rag puts stuff on cooldown. But no more targets to bounce off. Mercury, though, is moving towards the top lane. The Rocket Flare not going to connect, and X-Rag's just going to TP out.
Okay, they're going to find one cheeky pick off at the very least. That'll buy them a good 30 seconds, and also the fact that the Chain Frost is on cooldown for 60 opens up some room for Signify to breathe, but Genesis are just busy pushing this top lane.
Last tier 2 tower for Signify. Crowley getting mighty close to his Ag Scepter. Mercury, though, doesn't give a damn. Just staying far away from that march and pounding away on that tower, while Blizzard's pushing out the other side of the map. I mean, Signify are scared shitless right now. If any of them...
But this is really the comfort zone that Blizzard fits into, right? His Rat Dota techniques have been perfected over the years. We've seen him do it with Morphling. We've seen him do it with Anti-Mage. Terrorblade, I mean, it's only a matter of time before we see him do it on Terrorblade as well.
Actually going to drop down buyback status because Genesis... I get the feeling that they're going to possibly jump onto someone. They did have the Aegis. It's timed out now. March still has that fresh, almost fresh 9-second BKB to work with. And Genesis playing with a 15,000 net worth advantage.
Well, unfortunately, they don't have a pipe on the side of Genesis, so they're still going to be stopped by the Illuminates and the March spams. Maybe, you know, you skip the pipe this game and just get double Blade Mails and stand on the front lines. Because it's unlikely that the pipe is really going to protect you in the face of constant March and Illuminates anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well just get Blade Mails and prevent them from casting those spells in the first place.
I agree. Blade Mails do seem like a good idea for the side of Genesis. Clockwork has picked up one. I'm not sure who could build another one.
Wrong here. They're not defending their tier 3 on this top lane for now. Terrorblade is just not applying enough pressure on this bottom side. I mean, he did take out a shrine next to the secret shop that allows him to rat with a little more freedom. Genesis are showing no signs of going back here. They look like they want to go all in.
Shadow Fiend doesn't have a TP. Not sure if that's going to make enough of a difference here. But that tier 3 in the top lane for the side of Signify now sitting at 380 HP. Something like that. Blizzard's still pushing.
You really can't ignore the pushing potential of a Terrorblade by himself as well. But they've gone in here. The BKB unloaded to take down a tier 3 tower. Whack! X-Rag just disappeared with one hit. I believe that was a crit. The barracks are about to drop as well. The fortification is slowing this down. The buyback did come out from X-Rag, and he has the primal roar. BKB from Mercury. He does get the melee barracks taken down, while bottom lane, Blizzard now being chased, pops his banner, the stun is there from March. He's waiting to spot out the real one and finds him now. Has the blood taunt, cast it on him as well, but they're just not doing enough damage at this point. The Blazer blind coming out as well. They're slowing this down, but not slowing it down enough. They will get the kill on the Terrorblade and walk away without a casualty on the side of Genesis. A lane of racks, a kill on the Terrorblade, a kill on X-Rag, forcing out a buyback, and not a single death on the side of the Dire. Big victories coming out from Genesis all across the board.
Yeah, this couldn't have gone better. I mean, X-Rag, he's still trying to catch up with Mercury on the Shadow Fiend here. The Shadow Fiend does have a Lincoln Spear, so that's something X-Rag has to be aware of. No luck. Really couldn't cancel the TP there. X-Rag just too far away.
Perhaps if Ova used the Blast to actually bring him closer towards him, the Blinding Light to bring him closer towards the Beastmaster, that might have worked. But for now, Genesis walks away with no casualties, a 17,000 net worth lead, and brand spanking new items now coming online. We have a Lincoln's already finished up on this Shadow Fiend, and there's one en route for the Sven as well. How do you stop him once he pops his BKB now?
I mean, I've been noticing this, that for signifying these team fights, there is a serious lack of lockdown. I mean, X-Rag grows one and then gets brought down very easily. No chance. He really can't run into shackle anyone because he's probably going to get focused and brought down in a matter of seconds. Speaking of being brought down in a matter of seconds, March as well as Ollie to take away the Radiant Shrine. And Genesis marching down all lanes here with a commanding lead. What can Signify do, really? I mean, honestly, what can Signify do? It's something I have to ask.
I wish I had an answer to that, but for now they're just going. Look at this. They've just gone in balls deep. With one creep wave, they've entered the base. Neither Crowley nor Ova were in position to defend this. The tier 3 just melted, and now the barracks are going to go down as well. Marsh jumps in, he finds Tinker and takes him out. 65 seconds without the Tinker, and this could be all she wrote for Signify. They're losing all 3 lanes of barracks. Well, they'll get one on the top side. A Primal Row slows things down, but March just turns around again. The hook shot coming out. They're going to go deep in with the Clockwork. He's got his Blade Mail activated while the Chain Frost will bounce around a little bit. And the Terrorblade tanking it up for now. They will lose the Sven on the side of Genesis. They're also going to lose the Clockwork, but the Queen is the rat, the one true rat. She's going to get controlled and made into a chicken for now as No Chance shackles her and brings her down. There's one melee barracks standing alive in the middle lane, preventing Signify from having to face mega creeps. Well, scratch that. There's actually a range barracks in the top lane as well.
And I mean, I don't know if this is good news, but I guess you can call it that. Signify did manage to take a lane of blacks. Blizzard did manage to push out the top lane and rejoin his squad and help mount a successful defense of some sort.
But I mean, it was scary to watch that Sven go in so deep and just eyes on the prize, brings down Crowley. I believe there was a rocket flare to give vision, and then he just jumped in without hesitation.
Was it one hit?
No, I think he got a couple of hits off.
Okay, because that was Sven with double damage. I did notice the double damage, but I didn't quite catch how he brought down the Tinker. And with the creep wave in the top lane, Signify can possibly take down this tier 3 tower.
There is no metamorphosis though. They're going to hook in, and that's the cue to buy back. Triple buyback coming out. Clockwork's in the fray. Crowley's going to be able to TP himself out for now, but Signify look like they're going to suffer some casualties. It's going to be the Shadow Shaman that goes down first. The Terrorblade getting forced staffed out. The Manta Style to dodge the stun. He's trying to run for it, but he's not going to get too far. Just turns around and starts the fight. Actually, he's surviving through this yet. March still giving chase. He has the God Strength, but he's holding on to it. He really doesn't want to pop it unnecessarily. Is he actually going to survive this Blizzard? Still juking to the trees, shaving some seconds off that respawn time, but the God Strength expended the BKB as well. March has had enough. They do get that kill finally on the Terrorblade, but he has a buyback. Meanwhile, Ova, what are you doing, Ova? Why are you out there by yourself? You can't rat the middle lane, especially not when there's a tier 2 still standing.
No, Ova had some creeps following him, and the Lich and the Clockwork just managed to hunt him down and bring him down as well. But yeah, I mean, with Terrorblade taking so much time to be brought down, you're really looking at the Tinker to be the secondary source of damage in these long skirmishes. And I just get the feeling that Crowley's not able to do enough damage. I mean, he is doing a whole lot, but not enough to bring down the tanky cores on the side of Genesis.
Yeah, there's also the fact that Blizzard is just being controlled so well by Genesis. Despite him having so much armor, they're kiting around him, they're making sure that his illusions go down, if not the main Terrorblade himself. And all they really got after those shenanigans was the tier 3 tower. Clockwork with a good initiation as well, but the 4 stops allowed them to get away from those cogs. But now Roshan is up, and the Kotl isn't.
If somehow Signify managed to win a team fight here, they effectively would have managed to bring down Genesis, who have expended all their buybacks, and that could possibly be a lane of racks, maybe even the game. But I'm really not sure how Signify hold on right now.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. You've even got a Butterfly finished up on that Terrorblade, in addition to the Aegis and the Lincoln. They have nothing to deal with evasion at this moment. All they've really got is spell damage, and that can be mitigated with his BKB as well.
No one on the side of Signify working with any buyback here.
The only thing that Genesis really has to be worried about is, misstepping in the fight. If they screw their positioning up and somehow they manage to lose a fight, or rather get their BKBs wasted, Signify can punish and then go in for towers immediately after. Hook in, he's actually gone on the Ancients. Doesn't quite find a hero there.
Extract doing an E2000. Hiding in the trees. And get spotted there. But yeah, he's just going to TP back. Signify. 2 structures, all that stand between them, Genesis and the throne.
I mean, I get the idea that Extract is trying for. He's looking for
a pick-off with the Hawk. But I don't know.
March spams, illuminates, Lincolns, everything being thrown out here to try and keep their base alive. Lincoln's on Mercury though. He's ready to go in and start right-clicking that Melly barrack. They do have a fortification on the side of Signify, so they can hold a little longer. However, it is night time, so the Kotl heals and the Kotl vision will not be a factor. All 3 lanes gonna be pushing in slowly now. Top lane's already pushing in. The bottom lane, however, a bit far off. But it is super creep, so they work in Genesis' favor. Laser blinds, everything thrown again. Signify just making it super difficult for Genesis to push.
Top range barracks under attack. Blizzard without a Lotus or any such item on his team to keep him safe from March and his Orchid. Excuse me, his Bloodthorn. Ollie just jumps in. What? Blizzard pops the Metamorphosis, turns around. Sure, he has the Skadi, but I'm not sure if that's enough. Lich even unloads the Chain Frost, but March and Ollie team up, take the range barracks. Meanwhile, mid lane, Extract hugging his shrine, trying to run away, staying alive through it all. Mercury dropping low, he's got the Aegis, will be brought down. No chance with the Shackles, ensures that the Clockwork will fall. And Signify are somehow holding on. They did lose the range barracks in the top lane. All that remains is the melee barracks.
Just barely though. I mean, Genesis is probably thinking, alright guys, we got 1 building down, let's just go for the next one soon. Let's wait for that, we'll wait for the Serpent Wards to time out. We still have a BKB available on this strength, we can go back in. Signify have done well to hold on to their fortification for this fight. They're going to need it for the next one.
What's good is all of that was enough time for Blizzard to farm up his buyback. He's the only one on the side of Signify who has buyback.
I don't know if it matters though, because his Metamorphosis is down for 86 seconds. This is a window for them to go in. Genesis, no! March actually went in aggressively. Now he's going to get control here, pops his BKB and starts to make a run for it. He's being hit by his own illusion on the front side, but the rat on the middle lane, Quap is in, starting to do some damage on the melee barracks. Unfortunately, the Shadow Fiend wasn't.
But it is daytime, so you got the Illuminate heals as well as that extra vision. The good news is Extract has the row coming off cooldown and Signify are going to smoke and find the fight before Genesis reach into their own base. Extract moving in, no chance, goes in with the 4-star, the Hex is there along with the Shackles onto Ollie. Is there any fallout? The Chain Frost bouncing between Signify, the Cogs onto 2. The Glimmer Cape not enough to keep Extract alive. Mercury unloads the Requiem. The Clockwork dropping low. Blizzard tanking up the Chain Frost, staying too close to Ova for comfort, and he's been controlled. He's been brought down. He's brought back as well. But Ova's taken down, and March manages to take what could possibly be the last lane of barracks here. How does Signify defend 2 versus 5? The cheese still a factor if I'm not mistaken. Either way, It's
What? March? He's
What did
baiting
March
him
do?
with a blink dagger on the floor.
That's cute. Genesis are having fun. I mean, March is not baiting anymore. He just blinks in with that same blink dagger. Pops the BKB. Blizzard still manages to survive all that damage, but the tier 4 is not going to be that lucky. Mercury pounding away from range. Clockwork goes in with the hook shot. This makes Crowley rethink his life decisions and gets the hell out of them.
There goes
Actually, the Clockwork goes down. Yeah, the rocket.
buyback on him actually. But I don't know if it's really going to make a difference. 83 seconds, Genesis are not going to be able to... I mean, Signify are not going to be able to push through the middle lane, take a tier 2 and then go for the throne. But they have to make this Hail Mary play. Tinker's got to push out the waves behind and then join their buddies back in the middle lane. Genesis, looks like they're committing to defense instead of a rat. I mean, Genesis is going to have everything back online. The BKB is online soon. God's Strength is back. Requiem's online as well. It's 10 seconds and they've got everything in their arsenal ready to go again. Can Signify pull off a comeback with a 30k net worth deficit and mega creeps up against them?
What do you like to see?
Next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z was clickbait before its time. I mean, nothing would happen. For 5 minutes, everybody would just exchange notes on what power level each character is at. And they wouldn't fight.
In this game, though, we've already got the master of Kamehamehas here.
The Kotal? Yeah.
So Ollie actually went for an Orchid of his own, so they've got a lot of ways to control that Crowley Tinker. Orchids are really good in this game versus Signify, even if you just manage to get the silence off on No Chance. No Chance gets the Hex off first though. They've got backup coming in, the Orchid controlling him. Genesis gonna lose the Lich, the Crowley Tinker will take him down first. Mercury gonna unload the Requiem, but the Serpent Ward's gonna get thrown down as well. They do not have a Primal Roar available, but they have 4 stars. Gonna send Blizzard forward so that he gets the slow with the Skadi, and Charlie with a double kill. Oh, that's a dieback on the Shadow Fiend. Did Genesis just throw away the game here?
Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, some signs of life from Signify, but I don't know if it's too late. They do really well to try and bring down the Sven. It's just going to buy them some more time. The question is, even after taking out the Shadow Fiend for a good 100 seconds, is not much Signify can do with that time. I mean, they're just trying to hold on to what? Clockwork?
Oh, that was close. He was aiming for Tinker, but he clashed onto a creep instead. It would have been a Tinker dead, but he does have a buyback, so he would have managed. March is still being cheeky here. He's trying to find a pick off on the Tinker and then go for the tier 4 tower. He's basically abandoned hope of defending that middle tier 2. Get back to the tier 3 if absolutely needed, but they've pinged him out. They know he's there. Signify going all in here, but Shadow Fiend's got the buyback available now. He actually got it in passive goal. He's actually got a blinding light off on Lich. Lich is down for 77, but buys back immediately. The tier 3 not taking any damage. There's actually backdoor region and a Frost Arbor. Now Sven is ready to rat if things go wrong for Genesis here, for Signify, sorry. Signify will not risk it. But I mean, at the very least, they've opened up the entire base now, with that last tier 2 being taken down. One skill on the Sven though. If they can find him, this could be a disaster for Genesis.
Yeah, No Chance did go in with the Glimmer Cape coming out from the Beastmaster as well as the Force Staff. But March barely surviving there. But he's got the right idea. I mean, any kill on one of these, ideally the Tinker, is all Genesis need to end the game.
I mean, Tinker does... Okay, he doesn't have a buyback anymore. He actually spent his money on the side of Vice, so...
Yeah.
That's a fair bit of control coming out from Crowley once his BKBs go down on the side of Genesis. And I believe they should have the fortification online soon as well. Yeah, just another 20 seconds and they'll have it on the Radiant side.
Signify holding on to the tier 4s, sitting in their base. Is that sheep stick from Crowley going to have enough of an impact the next time Genesis come pushing through the mid lane or whatever lane it is? This time around they're coming with Aegis and Cheese.
Aegis on the Clockwork though, and Cheese on the Quap, so it's still not as threatening as they would like it to be. What is threatening, however, is the fact that the butterfly should be complete on Blizzard before this next fight. And suddenly he's a lot more tanky, he hits a lot harder as well.
They've got to use the Bloodthorn if they want to bring down Blizzard. But Blizzard doesn't...
Put an observer out there. They've got a lot of vision here, Signify. They've actually got the advantage fighting this. Genesis has to be very careful about how they start this. Oh, they're gonna go in. March BKB. He's blown it! It's really the retreat bugle sounding for Genesis now. They have to get the hell out of here. Extract. Running in towards Mercury. Doesn't want to commit a primal roar by himself though. He needs the Terrorblade in the vicinity. The tension is really palpable, Vivek. I mean, March just playing the BKB preemptively was... It's a sign of nerves on the side of Genesis.
It is. And Signify sends a comeback. I mean, they've got out the clockwork. He's holding on to the Aegis, so he's probably going to die and respawn. This could be a turn for time for Genesis to turn it around. The bot down, no chance. The clockworks respawn. The Chain Frost has been committed. Blizzard being controlled with the Yule Scepter. No real lockdown to follow that up, but Crowley on the backlines manages to find the Lich. They've taken away the Aegis. They've bought down the Lich.
An eye for an eye here. Signify versus Mega Creeps will take a support and lose a support. The best part is that their support respawns faster. Shadow Shaman is back in 40 seconds. Genesis, they're gonna have to wait for 80 before the Lich is back online.
Yeah, and it's also around 30 to 40 seconds before it's daytime again. Over. The Orchid did come out. He's got the Ghost Scepter, keeping him alive. Crowley with the Sheepstick March. Is he going to commit with the road? Yes, Extract throws out the road into the Sven. There's no real follow-up. Clockwork goes in with the Blade Mail. He managed to find Crowley. The Sonic Wave didn't hit on anyone, but the Illuminate along with Blizzard manages to bring down the Clockwork. A defensive Yule coming out from Ollie. But once again, Crowley with the control, with the lockdown, will ensure that the Queen of Pain falls. March pops the Refresher off, refreshes his God Strength, manages to take down Blizzard. That evasion counts to nothing versus the Bloodthorn coming out from the Sven. But is Genesis with just 2 cores alive. Extract, no row to work with. But the tier 4s dropping as well for the side of Signify. The throne lies exposed. They're going in for the Sven. They've got the Solar Crash. The lockdown, not enough. And Extract pops the Glimmer Cave. Wants to stay alive, but March did have vision. Just jumped right on top of him and brought him down. An immediate buyback from Extract.
Genesis still can't end this game though. Tinker at this point is enough to control and kill that Sven as well. And with the Beastmaster in the vicinity, they can definitely bring him down. He blew everything there. God Strength twice, BKB twice, an extra stun, and they still couldn't finish this game. But the tier 4 did fall somewhere in the middle of all of that, so the throne is now exposed entirely.
I
think Blizzard needs to Satanic at this point so that he can man fight versus the Sven.
Yeah, he's gonna need at least a Satanic, and what else are we looking at? He's queuing up the BKB. I don't think he managed to get the Sunder off in the previous fight. The Bloodthorn didn't allow him to cast the Sunder. I mean, March is playing a huge role in controlling these cores on the side of Signify. The problem is they haven't been able to bring down the Tinker. And Crowley with multiple usages of the Scythe of Wise managed to make sure that Signify stayed through that fight. They did lose their tier 4s, however.
You know, I think this is one of those games where you don't go for the 35 Frost Armor structure armor on the Lich. Instead, you go for the attack speed and MS slow with your auto attacks.
Attacks apply 30% MS and AS slow. Yeah, I guess.
And then you just have Lich who's right-clicking from behind as much as he can. But Genesis are back with the smoke expended here. We're going for Signify. Extract's going to be on the front lines. He doesn't have a buyback, so he's got to be really careful about this. Lincoln's going to be triggered preemptively. Clockwork staying on the front lines. But, you know, it's funny that the Dire Creeps are actually working against Genesis now. Because he can't hook shot in unless he has a clear line. His own creeps are blocking him. March just being controlled. Atos coming out from the Kotl as well to trigger the Lincolns. I mean, 50 minutes in, Mega Creeps versus Signify, and Genesis are still unable to finish this.
I don't know what to... I mean, this game puzzles me, but I still think Signify could win. They just need to hold on once more. The problem though is both the Sven as well as the Shadow Fiend have buyback. And even if they manage to bring them down, I'm not so sure that Signify could close the game and manage to bring down the throne. It's really difficult for Signify at this point, but they're holding on and they put on a remarkable fight.
I mean, this isn't a lineup that's meant to defend though, right? It's a lineup that's meant to fight. It's a lineup that was meant to push and take towers early. Now they find themselves on the receiving end of things. The fact that they have one lane of barracks on the top lane really doesn't matter anymore when there's Mehu keeps pushing in. So that's, I mean, whatever advantage that little lane of barracks had for them has now been lost. And Signify are now left playing X-Hero Siege in their own base. Even if Genesis gets team wiped as a 5-man unit, they're going to have buybacks sooner or later. Which is when Signify decides that, okay, we're going to try and push through the middle lane. Problem is, they don't have any any heroes that are really good at clearing creeps in a jiffy. Tinker March doesn't do enough versus Mega Creeps. There's no Maelstrom, there's no Mjolnir on this Terrorblade. How does Signify ever leave the river or go beyond the river as a 5-man unit?
Yeah, it's going to take Genesis to slip up for sure, because if Genesis wanted, they could just march down mid and focus the throne. And with those BKBs, I'm not sure Signify have enough to bring them down.
That melee creep is almost as strong as the Shadow Shaman at this point. I'm not even joking. Shadow Shaman has 1600 HP, the melee creep has like 1200. And it's got 100 damage per hit, while Shadow Shaman has 143, and that is with an intelligence item.
No chance, cosplaying as a creep. All by himself, trying to hold off the push coming out from Genesis. They've got buybacks. I mean, Sven could buy back and even BOT. No. They haven't got BOTs. Clockwork's gone in with the Glimmer Cape. I mean, now he's given his position away. He's gone in with the hook shot. He's found Crowley. That's exactly who they needed. They were all jumped right on top of him. But look at that. Blizzard with the BKB. Excuse me, with the Metamorphosis manages to take down March. The Sonic Wave comes in from Holly, but it's not enough. Buybacks come out from the Sven. X-Lax still has the row, but actually, excuse me, he's already expended the row. And Signify once again holding on for their dear life.
Okay, so, you know, we talked about how teamwork seemed to be the lacking element on the side of Signify. It's like, you know, they've been backed into a corner and suddenly they're bringing the A game here. Tinker got jumped upon and immediately you had 4 subs, Glimmers, everything thrown to keep him alive, and immediately you had X-Rag and Blizzard coming in from the other side. They punished that Sven for being out of position there. They punished the Sven for not backing off the moment the 4 staffs were committed onto the Tinker. And now they find themselves in a better spot, Signify. The only issue is the Metamorphosis is going to be down by the time the next push comes in.
Yeah, Blizzard, he saw everybody commit onto Crowley. He just pops his Metamorphosis, turns his attention towards the Sven and brings him down in a matter of seconds. I mean, that's the best way for Genesis to start the fight, right? Jump right on top of the Tinker. That's what you're ideally hoping for.
I mean, I don't even know if that's the right way to do it anymore, because everyone on the side of Signify adds so much value now. I mean, I'd say Kotl is a really high priority target as well.
Okay.
I'd also say that, you know, the Beastmaster himself can be quite a nuisance here. For all the damage that they're packing right now, they don't really have ways to deal with evasion except for the Bloodthorn, and that doesn't really work when they've got BKBs and Mantas on the Terrorblade. You've got 3 Lincoln Spheres on the side of Genesis as well, so they're just trying to prep in every possible way for that Primal Roar. I really don't know what you do at this point. Maybe you start considering Necrobooks as an option on the side of Genesis. Maybe Manta Styles as well to start chipping away at the buildings. But nothing's gonna come off of it unless you actually manage to get some kills on the side of Genesis. You're gonna get a lot of Aegis. This time it goes over to the Sven, but he's had to drop his BKB for it.
Aegis, Cheese, maybe Genesis could just focus on the throne. I mean, I'm really hoping that Signify, if they are hoping to hold on to the throne, try and pick a fight before Genesis just march into their base. They got to fight outside their base, because if March uses a refresher, he could quite easily bring down the throne with that Aegis in his pocket.
I'm really wondering what the hell is going on here though. He does have the Aegis in his pocket, but he's got just 1 charge on the Lincoln Sphere, man. You laser him and then Crowley just decides to keep hexing him while he's in constant. What does he do in that case?
Okay, yeah, I forgot his BKB. Okay, he put his BKB in his backpack. I am not sure if that was the best thing he could do, but yeah, Genesis, they don't want to push. I mean, Sven is still farming the Radiant jungle. Not sure what he's looking to buy at this point.
He wants BOT. He can still get a moonshot. So there's still
Okay,
some...
BOT and moonshot, yeah.
You know, at this point, I think the runes are the most crucial factor here for Genesis. If they can find like a double damage rune followed by a haste on the other side, or maybe, you know, a cheeky illusion rune, it could really work some wonders for them.
Has Signify managed to build anything to deal with the evasion coming out on the side of Genesis?
No, nothing at this moment.
Not yet. Blizzard's got a BKB. And pretty much
56 minutes in, he has a 10-second BKB. Talk about a value purchase.
Absolutely. It's daytime as well. Sova's got that extra vision. Knows exactly what's going on. He's also holding on to a gem.
Meanwhile, Mercury, I think it's time to get rid of the Sanjin Yasha and maybe pick up a slightly more impactful item.
MKB? No.
Maybe. Perhaps even a Satanic?
A Satanic, yeah.
Did they have an assault? Yeah, they have an assault.
Yeah, Sven has the assault. They need as much armor as possible versus the Terrorblade.
I think more agility wouldn't be bad, which is why the Sanjin Yasha kind of helps. But it's really underwhelming at this point in the game.
But he needs a Satanic as well to like last a little longer and possibly turn the fight around.
Yeah, it's gonna be a moonshot for now.
Okay.
Consume moonshot.
Oh, double damage at Roshan. Maybe this is go time for Genesis.
They're still holding on to their ages though in the Sven. He can buy his own moonshot as well, but yeah, never mind. He won't have a buyback if he does that.
The good news is for Signify is that all of them have buyback other than X-Rag.
Yeah, he should get the money for it soon as well.
Are there any key level 25 talents that we're missing? Crowley's gone for the plus 100 laser damage. Blizzard's gone for the plus 15 all stats over the minus 30 seconds under cooldown. Minus 30 seconds under cooldown. I mean, the Sunder cooldown is 40 seconds at level 3. Shave off 30 seconds on that.
I think the stats are more important this game. He needs to hit like a truck. 15 stats is a lot. Well, the fact that stats add to
2,000 gold
as well.
I mean, it's nearly 2,000 odd gold. It's an ultimate orb at this point, right?
Yeah. I mean, more than the 2,000 gold, it's about the fact that you no longer have slots and you're getting a free ultimate orb.
Right. They're still camping that double damage rune. March is hovering around it. Waiting for the 60-minute rune as well. Who are they going to give it to?
I think you might as well give it to the Shadow Queen now. Genesis still just being cheeky about this, not pushing in too deep. They know that any missteps here could prove to be the death of them. If they throw a game from this position, that's going to be super demoralizing for them.
It is. It's really going to hurt their morale. They are going to be coming to India later this month for a LAN as well. So Mercury picks up the double damage rune and follows it up with an illusion rune. Bottom lane, there's that haste rune you spoke about. So he's got double damage as well as haste.
I mean, I don't know what else you wait for, man. You have Aegis, you have Cheese, you have DD, you have Haste.
5 level 3 Necro Minions, 5 Divine Rapiers, DD plus Haste.
I don't even think Rapiers are going to help at this point. I mean, the fact that they decided to pick up 2 Ghost Scepters on the side of Signify just throws such a wrench into Genesis's plans. Because they don't have a single diffuser blade. They have no ways to deal with that.
Yeah. That's when you're hoping that the Co-op and the Lich manage to burst them down.
bottom. They've gone in with the Hex. They managed to Hex up the Shadow Fiend, but the clock with the hook goes in deep. Cogs in over, but he forces himself out. Now they're going to make it thrown down onto Blizzard. Blizzard is taking such a beating, man. Just thunders and pops the Metamorphosis. Goes straight in towards the Lich, who dies to the rocket in the backline. So Crowley gets the first kill here. Extract dies back immediately. March gets zoned out by the Terrorblade, who's just man-fighting everyone. Brings down the Shadow Fiend, turns his attention towards whoever dares to fight him next. And indeed, they're going to keep chasing. They're going to get the Hex off on the Sven. The Cogs are there, but the slow is there as well. The silence comes out. The laser finishes the job. And now everyone is blinded. Extract's coming back in. They've Hexed up a clockwork inside there. But they're going to have to back up again because the Ancient is falling and no chance can't do anything about it. This
Signify
is just not looking like it's got an end in sight.
So, I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but if Signify do win this game in the history of ESL India Premiership, this would be the first Mega Creeps comeback. If it does happen, and Crowley is trying to make it happen now. He's found the clockwork, he's controlling it with the Sniper Boys. No chance with the Shackles on Ollie. A kill on the Queen of Pain could be huge. They've controlled him with the road. Where's the follow-up damage? No chance. Well, he's got the sheep, the Hex on cooldown. Ollie jumps forward aggressively, but here comes Crowley, the man of the hour, to the rescue. Manages to bring down the Queen of Pain. It's a long overdue team wipe, something that Signify needed desperately. And maybe on the back of this, they could at least force a couple of buybacks, take down a tier 3.
This is like a, I don't know, a criminal's wet dream, man. There's gems just lying everywhere across the map. Surya is flying out to pick them up. This is some very next level Dota, which I honestly did not expect to see at the ESL India Premiership. But for now, you got Blizzard switching things up again. He's thinking of picking up his next item. He did consume a moonshot, so he is hitting like an absolute beast right now. I mean, we saw the Sven melting at his hands. We saw the Lich just disappear the moment Blizzard went on him. Lich actually went for the armor for the structures again, so he's still expecting Signify to push it. And 35 armor on a building is a lot, by the way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But the push from Signify is strong. The problem though is that they need another team wipe like the one they just had if they hope to end this game versus Genesis. What did Genesis need to win? I still don't know. I think you go level 3 Necrobooks and a couple of Blade Mails and whatnot.
I think you've got to do a sort of bait and switch tactic here. Maybe try and get Terrorblade to focus his attention on one core while the other core goes and beats up on the Ancient. It's at a half HP now. The problem is there's a fortification, and the moment the fortification is popped, it's going to buy Signify 5 seconds to regroup and go for whoever's aiming the Ancients. It's really, this is a true test for Signify's abilities as a squad. They're showing signs of life. They're looking like they were going to make a turnaround here. They're pushing out the waves. They're controlling the game so far with just one lone structure standing in their base. They might just find a pick off here. It could be the clockwork, but he's under cover of the Invis rune.
I like what Genesis are trying. I mean, March with that Think Award, hoping to find Crowley out of position. But Crowley playing it right, playing it smart. And it's now Signify who are looping towards the Sven. Tense moments here. I mean, a stray pick off in any core could be all either side would need to close this game. Ollie, all by himself, no chance. The Lincoln Spear keeps Ollie alive. March still hanging around that bottom lane.
Roshan, I've actually...
Oh, hold on! Overseas March! Overseas March! They caught him with the sheep, with the Hex, and March being controlled. Laser, blinding light, X-Flags here as well. He's got the road. He's holding on to it. They've controlled the Sven. They might bring him down. There is bait, but there's no switch Cloud X, and they've managed to lose the Sven. It's a godlike streak on Crowley.
Someone called Peter, man. That chicken got it bad over there. That's 89 seconds without a Sven, but he's got a buyback. The problem is Sven is the one that pushes the hardest on the side of Genesis, so he's the one that can keep the waves pressured. Now, Signify knows that there's no Sven. They have to go and at least force out a buyback to open up a window. And if they can get a dieback on Sven, I think the game is theirs. They're going to go in, the Lotus Orb, the Hex comes out, and it actually hexes the Shadow Shaman again. The Atos comes out onto the Clockwork as well. 2 kills here would be huge, but Clockwork with the defensive hook shot fails the hell out of there. Crowley Hoping to get himself some Bloodstone charge, just get that extra mana regen going for the defense, and of course the respawn time reduction.
And now it's Signify's turn to move into the Rosh Pit. It's their turn to mark their territory across the river. Genesis is going to contest though. 40 seconds with no Sven, no Shrine near the Rosh Pit as well. He's got his BOTs though. It is daytime. Oma does have that additional flying vision. Genesis do seem as if they want to contest. The clockwork not having any luck though. There is a sentry in his path. No chance with the Bling Dagger as well. So Signify not lacking in terms of lockdown. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Lich being controlled, just being pushed back for the time being. And Blizzard at the edges. But look at the top lane. It's pushing in. I think Crowley can just head back to defend.
It's Signify's turn now. Genesis have gotta be feeling beaten here. I mean, that net worth lead, it's dropped from about 30k, close to 40k actually, 30k approximately, to now just 15k in favor of Genesis. It's slowly turning away from them. Signify may have an army of mega creeps up against them, but they are stacked to the teeth. Ready to go.
It's gonna be hard for Signify to breach high ground though. I mean, Sven's holding on to buyback, the Queen of Pain is holding on to buyback, and so is the Shadow Fiend.
You know, at this point in the game, the definition of Dota itself essentially changes. You're no longer playing conventional Dota where a pick-off by itself means anything. You have to get an objective after a pick-off. For example, when they kill the Sven in the bottom lane, they actually beelined all the way across the map to take Roshan. This is when macro management really starts playing a big role, and that's where the captain has to keep his cool and make the right calls. So far, whoever's calling the shots in Signify is making pristine, perfect decisions. Push up the waves, Crowley. Blizzard, go take the Aegis. Drop your treads to take the Aegis. Ova, make sure you're de-warding around the pit. Keep an eye out on the area above the Rosh. It's every single decision that matters in such a big way. And now they're going to smoke and make a slightly risky decision. The high ground advantage with the daytime vision. They're going to go in. The Hex comes out. Beastmaster getting control. The clock with the hook shot. The Serpent was being dropped as well. Blizzard in the fray. Pops his BKB. Pops his Metamorphosis and starts chewing a hole through the Lich. But it's just not enough at this point. No one on the side of Genesis has died. Well, the Shadow Shaman has fallen on the side of Signify. They're going to go in for Ova, who gets stunned up now in control and gets smacked to bits. Signify on the receiving end of the blows this time around, despite being the ones with the high ground advantage. And there's no Serpent Boss to defend now.
Yeah, that was odd coming out from Signify. I mean, it was Ova who broke the smoke and had superior vision, if I'm not mistaken. It was still daytime for a couple of seconds. Blizzard did get the Metamorphosis off, but unfortunately couldn't bring down a single hero. And they lost both No Chance on the Shaman as well as Ova on the Keeper of the Light. Buybacks expended.
That's a Lich with 32 armor. The Terrorblade just did not do any damage on him. He was right-clicking him over and over and over again, but the Lich just refused to die. I mean, you gotta start asking yourself, is this the time when Blizzard says, I need crit? He's actually got a Demon Edge queued up, and I think I know what that means, man. I don't think he's going for crit.
Bottom lane.
YOLO Rapier.
Okay, hook shot. He's got the Ova. This could be a dieback on the Keeper of the Light, but Ova's got the 4-staff and he's gotten the hell out of there. Blizzard's walking in. He's not got Metamorphosis for 65 seconds. I'm not sure if Genesis know this though. Blizzard's still holding on to that Aegis. Cheese also on Blizzard.
Meanwhile, there's a refresher op picked up on Shadow Fiend just sitting in his backpack. It's more for the BKB if anything else.
What is he refreshed? Bloodthorn BKB?
I think it's the BKB, man. You refresh the BKB. Clockwork, out of mana. Can't really add much value here. And really no shrines for him to fall back on either. We're back where we started.
Genesis are retreating. This is one of the longest defenses I've ever seen against Mega Creeps.
What's the end game here? I still don't know how this game ends, man.
The end game is you break your finger. I don't know what happens. Your back starts hurting and you just call GG and tap out.
No, I think this is when either, you know, one of the players just gets really hungry and says, screw this, I'm out. Or you know, someone's internet goes down. I hope I didn't jinx it.
This is also... I was just going to say this is also the longest game we had without a pause. In the ESL India Premiership, but Blizzard just
This is definitely a bathroom break. There's no way this is anything else. He wants a bathroom break. He's gonna pretend like he's reconnecting and he's going for it.
Yeah, tactical pause coming out from Signify. Urinary pause. But yeah, I don't blame them. It's been a long game. I mean, Crowley's been pressing so many buttons. I think it's getting harder. But they've held on.
Invoker at this point in the game, two of the most taxing heroes to play.
Absolutely. Thinker, Invoker, Aquad and Meepo. At some point, you just give up.
I bet he's hungover as well. Yesterday was his birthday, by the way. Oh, speaking of birthdays, it's actually our producer's birthday today.
Oh, yeah?
Burke. Happy birthday, Burkaholic.
Happy birthday, Gautam. And both Signify and Genesis trying to give him the best possible birthday gift that they could. A long and exciting game with no end in sight. This is like an Ashutosh Gawrekar movie. It just doesn't end. Keeps going on. Thankfully, Blizzard called for the interval at the 70-minute mark. X-Rag's got his BOTs as well. So, with that hawk, both him and Crowley can look for pickoffs deeper on the Genesis side of the map. Both the Sven as well as the Shadow Fiend haven't bought items for a while. Shadow Fiend did pick up the refresher orb, like you pointed out. He's also eaten a moonshot. Sven can still buy moonshot if he wants to, but he's holding on to buyback right now.
I don't know why he's still holding on to that Sanjay here. Mobility is
on the Shadow Fiend.
His concerns. Yeah, it's the least of his concerns right now.
I think he upgraded his BOT. He's got the refresher orb, and he's just holding on to buyback. He's just playing it safe. Anyway, Blizzard's reconnected in inverted commas. Oh no! Now
there we go. At least Ollie's gonna be honest about it.
Yeah. Drink break. This isn't Test cricket, no chance. Although it does feel like that. The drinks are on their way.
And I mean, the best part about this game is we're still over a kill a minute.
Oh yeah. I didn't notice that.
I really wish I knew what the game plan here was for either team, but we're just low level players.
I don't think even they know what the game plan is.
I'm sure they've got a plan, man. Signify is probably, thinking this through. So the only thing I can think of for Signify is they have to force a dieback on someone on the side of Genesis. Genesis, for that to happen, has to make a massive mistake. So if Genesis makes a mistake, Signify wins. Else, Signify is going to make a really big mistake inside their own base. But that's a really difficult... I mean, it's hard for them to make a mistake now as well, given that they have second lives on most of their heroes.
Do you think with the refreshers on the refresher orbs on the Shadow Fiend and the Sven, as well as those BKBs, they could just walk up to the fountain and pound away with Ice Armor?
I don't really think so, man. I mean, with the attack speed buff from the Beastmaster, as well as the absurd amount of damage that Blizzard is now packing with that Deadlist, he will just rip them a new one. And there's also the fact that there's going to be Serpent Wars, there's going to be Tinker jumping and killing off the others. One fortification, BKB time gets wasted, they bring down the other three, and then they come back for the BKB targets. Heck, even the Kotl just starts right-clicking at that point.
Yeah, even Signify are playing with fortification, which completely slipped my mind. But yeah, it's
that should be the game plan from Genesis, man. Just try and force out a fortification, even
and
if
back off,
throwing a body at it. Throw a body at it, force out the fortification, buy back, come in with a refreshed BKB, and go for the win.
Okay.
But if that fails, you're done. You're absolutely done if that fails. Because that'll be a dieback on a core, and that's exactly what Signify...
I mean, if that fails without deaths, you're still not done. It just means that the game is going to go on for another 40 minutes.
Well, there goes the Aegis.
On Blizzard, if I'm not mistaken, over with the Rod of Atos, an immediate Lotus Orb, as well as a Lincoln Sphere being thrown out on the Clockwork. Ollie, his Lincoln Sphere triggered. Crowley jumps in with his Blink Dagger, but a defensive use from Ollie. And the offensive BKB, he's gone into Extract. The hook shot will miss. They're going for the throne. They're going for the DG. The Glyph's been popped. The Chain Frost bouncing through. Blizzard manning up with that BKB. The Mass Open Ward's committed as well. He wants the Sven, but the Sven survives with the Glimmer Cape. The Lich, not so lucky. Blizzard on a killing spree. I don't think it really matters at this point. What's significant is that they managed to bring down the Clockwork. Clockwork still has his buyback. Ollie, his Lincoln Sphere trigger. He moves forward with the Sheep Stick onto Crowley. The Lotus Orb manages to remove it, and Crowley going forward with the Sheep Stick now on Ollie. Ollie on the retreat, the rockets, the laser, everything being thrown out on this poor Queen of Pain. The Lincoln's triggered. Crowley low on mana. He's trying his best. Ollie on the run. They need a little bit more lockdown, a little bit more damage, and they just don't have it. March has come in with the BOTs. He's jumped right on top of Extract. Extract trying to stay alive with the 4-star. The Blood Storm ticking away on Extract, and Extract might just make a run for it with the Glimmer Cape. He survives.
Oh, man. That is such a crucial thing for Extract to survive. He had no buyback. If he died there, I think Genesis should have just ran down the middle lane. But the fact that the Lich doesn't have the buyback is some sort of I'd say saving grace for Signify. They can try and commit to this, try and make something happen. If they get even one more kill here, I think it's go time for them to try and push down the lane.
It is daytime, so they have that extra flying vision. They've gone in with the 8-house onto March. March pops that BKB. He's still got that refresh orb, and he's just going to blink away. Meanwhile, middle lane, they've gone in. Mercury being controlled. The Shadow Fiend could end up falling here. Crowley's there. They brought him down. He does have buyback, though. Signify on the hunt. They smell blood.
Ollie, they're going in for the Coddle. Coddle's got the Ghost Step. They keep himself alive, and then he 4-stars to the low ground. The Clockwork forces after him, but behind you've got March coming in. He brings down Crowley, who has a buyback and can come back into the fray. He buys back, starts making his way in. We've got a Hex coming out on the Blizzard. The silence is there as well. He does have his BKB and pops it, but no Metamorphosis to work with. Meanwhile, the throne is dropping, but the Hex comes out, and Shadow Fiend, it's a dieback on him. 120 seconds without a core. The Sven needs to finish this game right now, or else Signify are gonna just run down and try and break the enemy throne here. Look at the arrows coming out. This is what Signify were waiting for. The Genesis mistake has now come into the picture. Can Signify capitalize on it?
I mean, the Shadow Fiend had the right idea, but if he did that with the Sven, Genesis could have possibly taken down the throne there. I'm not sure, but the Sven was nowhere nearby. The Sven was already way past the river on the dire half of the map, and now Signify, they managed to force a dieback on the Shadow Fiend. Can they capitalize? You said all conventional rules of Dota break down at this point. A kill without an objective means nothing, and what's the objective that Signify are going to follow up with?
It's the living hell out of me, man, but it's gotta be the throne at this point. Got a God Strength being popped behind. The Sven's gonna jump in. Where's he heading? He's heading for the ancient, and he smacks it in 3 hits. Oh man, what an anticlimactic way for this game to end. This is like the point beyond the event horizon in a black hole where everything is uncertain. All it takes is one Sven with a Lotus Orb and balls of steel to run in and end the game. If only Signify used that dieback on the Shadow Fiend to start pushing straight through a lane, they might have had a different outcome. But Genesis, they find one chink in the armor and exploit it.
I mean, Blizzard was trying to do his best. He was pushing out the bottom lane. Crowley, unfortunately, I'm not really sure where he was. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Sven didn't manage to pop his BKB and go for the throne, and there was nothing Crowley could do. That's when they really needed Extract to step in, but he was being controlled, if I'm not mistaken, by the Queen of Pain and the Clockwork. And Genesis finally closes a 74-minute game.
This
what a game it was.
Got to be the most fun game of the ESL in your Premiership, and I've got to say, I'm so glad I joined you for today's cast. Genesis with a well-deserved victory. There's no taking that away from them. They played some really good Dota, and they completely deserved the win here. Signify tried with everything they had, but it just was not meant to be. I cannot wait to see these two teams facing off on LAN, first at the D Arena and most likely next at the ESL India Premiership Fall Finale. If you guys have enjoyed, of course, hit the subscribe button on the ESL India Premiership YouTube channel. You can also follow them on Facebook. You can follow Vivek at facebook.com/VEEWAKE casting, and you can follow me at The Real CloudX on Facebook and Twitter. Hope you guys have a great evening. Go get yourself some dinner and some water. This is CloudX and Vivek signing off.